And go.
Hello and welcome. I'm Adrian, or Lee6113, and I'll be the Dungeon Master for today, and we are going to be playing a one-shot, and it is called The Red Banner, Part 1. And Part 1 because I anticipate this will have a sequel, which will be a standalone game, so no one needs to commit to 2 shots. But we are joined today by 4 players, and I will kind of start in the Roll20 just from left to right, if I can have everyone introduce themselves, the character, anything about them you'd like to share, including race and class and level, and then we will actually kind of start the one shot after that. So in Roll20, we'll start with Miles.
Hello, I'm Rebecca. I am playing Miles. I am a level 7 human fighter. I run a shop in one of the towns in this world, have a family, and sometimes when I need to go out and stretch my muscles, I take on missions. I have a pretty high armor class. That's pretty fun. I like having that. Old friends with Thorvin. Yeah. That's about
Awesome.
it.
Perfect. Well, next over, we shall see Zalana, please.
Hi, my name's Mackenzie. I am playing Zolana Cami. She is a purple tiefling with jet black eyes and black hair. She is a wizard and a cleric by trade. More wizard than cleric. She is an enchantment wizard. Her goal is to become an enchanter, and she's actually level 10, 6 levels in wizard, 4 levels in cleric. And if this is going the direction I think it's going, the bubbly, cheerful Zolana that most people are used to seeing is probably not going to make an appearance in this game.
Yes, this will harken far back to Zalana's past. She's actually, fun point is, Zalana was one of the few characters that started at level 1 inside the DGG, so which is the Dungeon Delvers Guild. I think there's maybe only less than 4 characters that I can think of that started at level 1.
Yes.
Well,
Next,
we did have some characters over in Schult that started at level 1.
oh, okay, so yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's
Did
more like
we
5 or 6.
start in the Gladiator Arena level
Yeah,
1?
Durkar
I-
is one of the characters that did start with level 1,
Yep.
along with Gilrith and Lana, and then
I
thinking about the
died. Thank you
Schultz.
very much.
Yeah, you did.
Yes. So yeah, I think maybe there's like 6 or 7 that started at level 1. Because technically I played Sobel at level 1, but then no, he did start at level 1 in the Gladiator games. Interesting. I digress. We are getting distracted from Thorvin, one of my favorite dwarves of all time. Take it away, Thorvin.
I'm Eric. I'm playing Thorvin. Thorvin Deephole. He is a. They do not remember his last name.
No.
And his mighty axe Dade. He is a dwarf, a hill dwarf, and if you ask him his class, he's just considers himself a dwarf. Otherwise, he is a level 8 monk, level 1 barbarian, and he will brawl and hit things, and he's just your quintessential dwarf drunken master. He is friends with Miles from a long time back, and he has actually was actually living in Miles' workshop for a little bit, but by this point he may have a room of his own. And he is a smith and a jeweler, jewelry tools, which he works with Miles and his wife, runs helping him out at their shop.
That's awesome. I love it. Let's meet Bo.
Yes, I am Pie Guy, and I'm playing Bo Rockflare, a male half-orc evocation wizard. Used to be a student at the College of Zedreta, but he has since graduated and has joined the Dungeon Delvers Guild to take part in adventures and collaborations. And he travels around with a little flying kitten that is always perched up on his shoulder, basically a tressum. tiny little flying cat.
Does this Tressum have a name by any chance, and is it Happy?
It is a very happy and adorable Tressum, but it's not named Happy.
Okay.
It is named Noah after his brother,
Oh,
Oh, okay. That's
who,
that is
little heart.
acceptable.
who, unbeknownst to this character, his brother is dead, and his corpse is currently floating in the astral plane.
You just made me very sad.
How
Well,
dare you do that to
I
Becca?
I don't think
And I
this
was
floating.
and I was just looking up dwarf jokes too, and now I'm sad.
Well, we will probably not get the opportunity to visit Bo's brother in astral space. We will, however, meet these four characters and kind of jump into their journey. So our one shot starts. You'd all be in the Dungeon Delvers Guild, which is the center of all fun things that occur in Erden, it appears. And you've all, for various reasons, have obviously joined up. I'll kind of skip that whole spiel and get into it. There's a posting on the job board inside of the guild hall, and this is from what's come to be known as the Church Alliance of Holland's Rest. And this is a network of good aligned churches, pretty much, headed by the Church of Nula, which is like an animal deity that the Tabaxi priestesses and everyone who serves in the Church of Nula is a part of. But they've networked with all the other aligned churches, such as the Church of Soon, and I think there's another one in Holland's Rest that's been, Temora, which I think is more of a warrior deity, if I remember correctly, like honor or glory or something like that. But there's been an incident recently at one of the temples of Soon, and an orc war raiding party had taken over one of the church's outlying temples, which had been kind of recovered, retrieved. If you look on the map here in Le Jungle, across from Holland's Rest, there was an old abandoned ancient temple which had been renovated and reclaimed by the Church of Soon, and there was a small couple priestesses and priests that were over there, and that temple had been attacked and ransacked by an orc war party. They were driven off after adventurers from the Dungeon Delvers Guild were sent, and they were able to reclaim and reinforce that temple. But now the Church Alliance of Holland's Rest wants to send more adventurers into the jungle to try to see where did those orcs come from and why were they coming out? Why was there a raiding party? So this is where we begin. I will kind of put you guys in. You're on a boat inside of Holland's Rest. You're already getting ready to cross over that river, which is a very large one. It's not really a swimmable river, but as we meet your characters who would already have introduced each other, and you're a part of a group at this point. But what would we see as you're crossing the water, the street? What is Miles doing as you stand atop the deck of this ship?
I assume that if I'm on a ship, I probably couldn't have brought my horse.
It's a big freight ship, so yeah, you could if you wanted to, but you're going into the jungle on the other side, so
Okay.
that's up to you.
I
And
probably
actually,
would.
sorry, before I have you start, I guess as a party, I'm gonna go back to the home screen. Your job is to basically find out where the orcs came from, but you do have the ability, if you wanted to, like, rent a ship and go down across the coastline. You could do that if you wanted. So you'd basically follow over the point heading toward Glubberithan, and you could try to go this way and get around the jungle, or you can basically go to that temple and then go through the jungle on foot.
I would make it known to the party that I have never really been a tracker. I set traps and catch things that way. I'm not the Cygnus that does the tracking. That would be my sister. So I leave that to you. Pointing at the rest of the party, because
I haven't really used Tipsy for tracking before, but we'll see how good of a nose he's got.
as I would be on the ship, though, I would be waving goodbye to my horse, who is probably tucked in at the stable and I can't even see. Just as a
Okay,
reminder.
just kind of saluting the
Bye,
animal.
horsey.
Thorvin has a wagon and 2 donkeys, which would also probably be parked at the stable, but a tiny little chihuahua, a lion chihuahua named Tipsy would be with him.
And you're bringing the little.
Yeah,
Chihuahua?
I'm trying to find the stats again. I remember it didn't have, it was kind of.
Oh, I think I know what that is. I think Felix has one named Dog.
Yeah, and once per day has like a big sonic bark, and then I think he could like if a death blow would come to its owner, it can get in the way. But
Yeah, I think I have it. I can post it in chat if
I have it
if
too.
you're bringing him.
gotta find it.
I got it, Eric. Let me send it to you.
I printed it off a while ago, but I didn't have much ink in my printer, and it's kind of faint.
Are you sending it private, or do you want me to post it in a current game?
I was just going to send it private to Eric.
Okay, cool. So as you're both kind of looking back at Holland's Rest, which is, I think, very almost like France. I guess there's a lot of towers and like church bells and stuff like that. That you're leaving behind from Holland's Rest and sailing out towards either the other side of the river or down into sea, whichever you prefer. But how about Zilana? What are you up to?
Solana would be finishing a letter and dropping it off with the nearest person that could run it back to the guild hall for her. And at the front, it's addressed to Abigail. She says, just drop this off at the bar. She'll be down to get a drink. They'll give it to her, but I don't want her to panic because I'm not there. And if she panics, well, I have money, but I don't have that much money for the damage that she could do. So if you could hurry, that'd be great.
The messenger just takes it kind of like, yes, and leaves. And then as you board the ship, how about for Bo?
On the ship, Bo would kind of be, as they're taking off, he would be on the edge of the ship, flipping through his pages, the pages of his arcane grimoire, and occasionally feeding some scraps of rations to his flying cat that peeks out of his cloak every now and then.
So the ship takes its leave, and I will need to know.
Do
Are you going?
flying cat? I'm sure that some moment the dog starts barking and chasing the cat. But we don't have to all see that. But some chaos would ensue at some point.
The cat, Noah, he doesn't leave my cloak.
Perfect. Do you all want to go down to sea and try to go around the whole jungle, or you want to just land over and head across to the temple?
My in-character suggestion would be going to the temple if that was the last spot that was attacked, and then go from there.
It was, yes.
Yeah, that's going to be the best idea. Is to head
he
there.
will follow you, probably more intelligent people.
Zilana is the one who would take charge of holding on to the notice, and if they tried to take it from her at the temple when they checked in for the mission, she wouldn't give it up. She wouldn't give up the paper.
I'm cleaning a map real quick, which I forgot to do.
And if anybody saw her, she would just be staring at it with just a very, very cold expression on her face.
Okay, so the boatsman is a gruff human, kind of a fisherman, and you can see that this barge that you're on is frequently taking most likely lumber, like woods and stuff like that, maybe stone bricks and pallets across to the jungle side where it's starting to get developed a little bit more. People have been carving out roads and trying to start to build maybe the beginning of a village or town on the other side. So he's crossed over frequently, and this is kind of one of the first times he's only taking just a couple passengers. But he looks over at Zelana, who seems to be described as I guess, a little nervous, or what would he see of you, I guess? He's not trying to take the letter or anything,
just hyper focused and very intense, but her focus is purely on the paper in her hand.
He'll come up to you and not trying to get too close or anything because he knows you're adventurers. But there's nothing to fear, miss. I've come across this waters the whole time. It's not even rough today. But there's nothing to worry about. We'll get you over there safe and sound.
I appreciate that. My concern does not span from that of the ocean. My concern spans from that of who we are trying to find. Concern isn't the best word. What's a good word? Revenge. That's a good word.
Miles looks over and just raises his brow and then goes back to telling jokes with Thorvin.
I think Bo at some point would probably walk over to Zelana and just say, so the nervousness and the gripping the paper is pretty obvious, would you say, huh?
Yeah, it's, like I said, it's not so much nervousness, but there's definitely an intensity behind what she's doing.
He'd walk up then and say, "Now I don't mean to take the paper from you, but I like to jot down, at least copy all of the job postings and requests that I've taken part in. Do you mind if I just maybe stand over here and copy it down into my book?"
When you point this out, that she'd been kind of keeping it to herself, she kind of shakes her head and she looks at the paper and she goes, "Oh, sorry," and she loosens her grip, and she had been squeezing so tightly on the paper that she's cracked a couple of the edges and stuff like that. And as she kind of releases her hold on it, you can see that her hand actually got some paper cuts because she was gripping it so tightly. But she does hand it over to Bo.
Thorvin's getting an argument with one of the sailors why Dwarven ale is better than rum.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check or intimidation.
Persuasion. No, I actually have that as a skill.
Okay.
But it did not roll well.
Yeah, you're making your points, but the guy's a sailor, and it's not really going anywhere. Just getting loud and boisterous.
Miles would bring up the point that the best one is the one that you can drink.
And I think at that, probably, I imagine both the sailor and Thorvin both see, and point at each other.
Agree. And then starts trying to sing "What Do You Do with a Drunken Sailor?" Top of his lungs. With the guy he was just arguing with.
Yeah.
Miles is gonna roll performance and try to help you.
Yeah, so does the sailor, and all of your previous fighting seems to have been lost. So in the background,
Doing quite well.
so here's Lon and is standing kind of at the prow of the boat. Bo is like copping down stuff, and in the background you just hear noise. And the boat eventually reaches the other coastline and kind of docks up on the other pier, and you're all able to disembark. There's a road that's been made into the jungle, so you don't have to like navigate at this point. You can kind of go straight up to the next the mission. So I will move you up to the temple, which is a temple of Soon.
Oh my god, you have this map.
Oh yeah, and it still has some of the damage we did from yeah, still see Anna there, and
That's Anna's token, which I'm still hijacking for the priestess.
oh yeah, and I think the
Did
imp
they
is
ever-
probably dead.
Did they get a new altar? Oh, that's nice.
Yes. So, and all these woods need to go bye-bye.
I need to screenshot this and send it
I don't
to
think there would
Peter.
be a haunt. I don't think there would be a haunt on the floor.
Oh yeah, all of the body part. Everything's cleaned up except for the windows are still broken. They haven't been able to replace the glass. So as you approach, you see this this beautiful structure, this temple to the goddess of Soon. And there's a couple broken panes of the glass. The stained glass is broken and boarded over. But for the most part, everything has been cleaned back up. And you can see actually there's a couple more acolytes kind of moving around, cleaning up stuff, starting a garden in one section, and just generally occupying the area. But as you approach, what do you do?
This is a temple of Soon. I mean, I know you're happily married, but for us single bachelors.
I will leave it to you. I pat Thorvin on the back. I'll stand guard. If I hear a scream, I'll leave it, you know.
Okay. Yes. You can definitely do that.
It's been a little bit since I've seen those mermaids. Oh, and I still miss Kalaka. Calm myself.
Well, I'm trying to remember the name of your ex-girlfriend.
Not sober enough for this.
Oh, Daisy.
What'd you say about Daisy?
I said... I was trying to remember it. I didn't actually say it.
Yes, Daisy is his very enchanted axe.
Mm-hmm. So why did the windows get broken, out of curiosity?
Are you actually asking someone?
No, I'm actually curious. Rebecca's curious.
Oh, well, I don't think Rebecca has a way to know right now.
Dun, dun, dun. Delana pushes open the door and enters inside.
Okay, yeah, inside, I don't have tokens for them, but imagine there's like groundskeepers and, you know, different acolytes and work clothes moving about the vicinity. So there's not just like one person, but the main priestess is over there, and she's sitting, probably lighting the candles of the multiple pronged.
The heroes of the
Just-
DGG have arrived. Thank you.
She looks over at your party as you're barging in, primarily at Zelana, who's just very focused moving forwards. Thorvin, as you announced, go ahead and make a performance check.
Decent.
Okay, yeah, so you turn some heads, and then yeah, they all kind of are giving you attention. The priestess kind of comes down from the dais and moves to greet you. You're from the DDG?
Yes, we are here because of the job posting, and I will very reluctantly hand over the incredibly damaged flyer.
You know, a slight speckle of blood from the paper cuts.
Yep.
Yeah. She looks at it and says, "Yes, I heard they were going to ask for more adventurers to come, and I'm so glad that you're here." She points up to the big broken window up here, which the board is off right now to let the sunlight still through. So you can see there's this big scar across the stained glass window where people had clearly
Meant to be
knocked
decorating.
through. Yes, we're working on getting a craftsman who can recreate the beautiful glasswork of the temple. We must revitalize it and bring it back to its original condition. But that's not why you're here. You're here to hunt those orcs. And she says it with a vehemence.
I'm a fine craftsman, but I don't really do glass.
Well, I certainly hope you're good at killing. That's what you're here to do, correct? To hunt down that orc party?
Oh yes, we're gonna have a party with the orcs, all right.
She looks confused.
Do
And she looks over.
You said
Go
that
ahead.
you. The note made it seem like you may know who these people are. Do you have any clothing of theirs, any symbols, any sigils, anything?
We burned most of the bodies, but the witch we incinerated it completely. We've got some of their weapons and we've got their flag. I can show you that.
May I see it?
Daisy's looking for a dance partner.
Which one of you is Daisy?
Well, this is Daisy.
Miles-
Relax.
Miles was gonna come in right at that point because
Okay.
he's getting lonely outside.
I'll let Miles do his thing first. I didn't mean that.
No, I'm just making sure I'm like not walking in on something inappropriate.
Yeah. It's you enter into this big chapel. It's fairly open and there's several people around. You can see there's nothing inappropriate going on
Oh, good. Okay.
right now.
I'm good.
The priestess motions for one of the other novices to come out, and he brings kind of a burlap sack and dumps out a bunch of orcish armor, leathers. They've no weapons in this bag, but there's this big scrolled banner, which
Crap.
she
Real bad
unfurls.
crap. Rusty crap. Bent crap.
I think at seeing the banner at this point, with his book still kind of out and his quill in his hand, Bo, very obviously green, very obviously orc-like, would walk towards the banner, just nonchalantly, kind of just, he's shrugged off the comments and would just be kind of examining the banner and jotting it down in his book and kind of drawing it out.
He is very obviously talking about the orcish equipment as he's saying all that.
Bo, go ahead and roll a history check.
It was more so the comments from the priestess. History check. Kablooey.
Okay. So you recognize this actually with a 13. It's not from anything recent, but it looks like a recreation of an old war banner from an orc warlord from like when you were a young boy. You probably heard about it, and it's the type of thing where it's not an orc tribe that you would have been like proud of type of a thing. It's like if there was a bad orc warlord, this is a banner from long
Knowing
ago.
that, then Bo would pipe up and say, "Now I haven't been with my side of the family and this side of my family in quite some time, but I do recognize this banner from when I was younger. It seems to be a recreation, at least, of let's just say a very not well respected warlord from long ago."
Can you go find out who sent them and deal with them? They killed my... She is almost like trembling and can't bring herself to say it, but clearly someone important to her.
Adrian,
Yes.
does Alana know that flag?
If you recognize it, then yes, she would recognize it as well.
Oh, yes, I do. I 100% recognize that, and so does Alana. You see her face go incredibly dark, and she looks over at Bo and says, "Is that part of your lineage?"
truth be told, I never knew my orc side of the family. I was adopted when I was really young.
It looks... I think they had some problems with somebody who had a flag like this near on some sort of island a while back.
Yeah, we did.
Was Miles there?
No, but he would have heard about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
He has a shop. He gets information.
People talk.
I was one of those people.
I see.
And Zelana's face just gets super dark. She looks like she is just radiating just pure anger. She goes, it was me, Gilrith, if any of you have met him, around the guild, and 2 other people. We were able to make it off that island alive after being hunted like animals by this warlord. He's still alive, and surprisingly, I think he's gathering troops again.
I think it was a different island.
Believe
Boatsman hands you a jug of ale and says, "Here, looks like you need this."
she takes
Was it-
a
sorry.
long drink and then hands it back.
As a side note, wasn't it... Sorry, Tessney played in a game where a bunch of orcs with battleships attacked an island. And I'm pretty sure they had that flag, and there was a dragon.
Yep.
And somebody turned into a unicorn. No,
Yes.
they had a unicorn.
No, we summoned the unicorn.
Yeah, that was it.
Magically by wild magic, I think.
Yeah, they also had this type of flag as well.
Yep, that was one of the keeps off of the island coast,
And
off
we
of the
killed-
jungle.
And they killed all of them.
I know where this is from. I know who this is.
So you can go and hunt them down, make them pay?
We will rid one problem and then we will cut it at its source.
I don't believe the church has posted exactly what the reward would be for doing such a thing, but out of the own coffers of our temple here, we would gladly pay you for exacting vengeance. And she lifts her kind of nose up in the air. It's very wanting you to kill him, basically.
Zelana's big, deep black eyes would shoot over to her, and in a very firm tone, she will say, "These orcs that have done your temple wrong do not represent anyone else. You will treat anyone of orc blood with respect. If they do not carry this banner, they are no enemies of yours. Do you understand?"
Oh, that was never an issue, and she points over to Bo. For example, I have no ill will towards him. I assume you're just a humble adventurer, or maybe not humble, it doesn't matter to me. You're welcome here. But these were ferocious warband. They killed not only my partner, but myself too. It was only because of the Dungeon Delvers Guild that I'm even here.
I just remind you to mind your tongue in the presence of others. Some may have done you wrong, but that does not make everybody wrong. And she will look over to Bo and kind of give him a little nod, like, I understand what you just went through.
People say I've got a loose tongue. Most of them get my fist.
I think Bo would kind of be piecing everything together and say, "So as I understand it, there are some very serious personal stakes in this matter. I genuinely, truthfully had hoped, as I still owe part of my being to that side of my family, you could say I had hoped to be able to talk to these orcs, but I did not realize damages were so severe. So if they must be dealt with in a less civil manner, I will gladly join both of you." I look at Zelana and I look at the priestess in, acknowledgement of, like a thank you for apologizing, basically, and a apology for myself for not realizing, damages were so bad, and basically my acknowledgement of, it's unfortunate that we can't talk, but if it has to be done, it has to be done.
I feel at this point, what we need to figure out is how to find them.
Well, it was after the previous adventurers left. We found a trail. They all came in on wargs, and those were all slaughtered. But we found a trail leading into the jungle. One of them escaped.
That could be a problem.
That won't
The
be
trail-
a problem.
Everyone's so serious. Where's the party?
Oh, I'm sure once you return, Master Dwarf, we can get into festivities. But as far as I see it, we brought you here for a job. And she looks
These
kind of.
orcs as good as smashed once we find them.
I
Lighten
think-
up, enjoy yourselves.
Give me an hour, and I can procure us something that will help us. That will help us in finding everybody.
I think in the meantime, I will sharpen my party instruments. I say, patting my sword and probably like a bunch of other weapons. And I go and I set up outside to with my little shop, and I start sharpening my weapons.
I will wave Bo over, and I will open my spell book and point to the spell I'm about to do and say, "Do you know how to do this?" And she's pointing to the Find Familiar spell.
That is not what I have learned.
Come sit. Copy while I work. And she will put her book down. Having done the spell numerous times, she faces it in your direction, and she starts going through the spell. Just in silence. You can tell that you can tell that there's a lot on her mind, but she's very focused on what she's doing, and I will spend an hour to ritually cast Find Familiar.
So long as there is an hour and she can tell that you're not leaving, the priestess would probably try to take Thorvin, who's the only one not doing something, into one of the back rooms or something. And the curtains would just close on that scene because I don't want to talk about it a lot. But yeah, if he's so inclined, she would do something with him.
They close the curtains, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
They close the curtains,
Right outside that window.
Soon, Elven goddess of love, right?
and they start vigorously knitting.
Aggressively hitting.
Yeah.
They come back out with nicely knitted sweaters.
Yes. So an hour later, actually probably more like 15 minutes later, she's back out here.
Ooh, tough show.
Just kidding. But anyways, afterwards, Zelana, what is your familiar look like?
It's a
Well,
raven.
Thor,
Okay, I think I have a...
They make his way out here.
Thorvin needs some time to sharpen his axe as well.
Yep, Daisy needs a new pair of shoes.
Oh, I just realized technically with Find Familiar, I could theoretically make my flying cat my familiar.
That doesn't really...
Eventually you would go outside and stop in Daisy, saying Daisy needs a new pair of dancing shoes.
Yep, Miles has all of the stuff in his portable shop.
There you go.
Hey! Oh, yeah.
Daisy is a fun weapon. Put a lot of money into that.
Hi, is that a raven with an eyeball in its mouth?
Yes.
Oh, that's perfect. That is so Zelana. Yes. Sit.
Alrighty. So, kind of fast forwarding an hour.
Its name is
Zelana-
Pico. Just so we're clear.
Pico is and then outside Thorvin, probably feeling very relaxed and happy, is coming back out and hanging out with Miles, getting his weapons all serviced. What do you all do?
We can use Pico for scouting. They'll be able to fly ahead, do a survey, and then come back.
Does Tipsy have scent on its senses? No, it doesn't say scent, but I mean, dogs might have some scent, but it doesn't specifically say that on the sheet.
Let's go outside. We can start on our way.
I think as, like, kind of in return, as we were still at the seats, in return for copying down Find Familiar, Bo would offer one of his spells. If you don't have it, he would offer the spell Enemies Abound.
Oh, yes.
Which is a very interesting one.
Yes. Solana needs that. She will take it later. She will kind of nod to you and say, when this is all over, we will exchange spells as friends, and she will offer you her hand.
Hey, you got that curtain?
We do the predator arm shake.
Yes, the tiny little tiefling woman and the giant orc.
I half, okay?
You got that curtain?
Are you talking about the curtain from the window or this? And she
Yeah,
called.
yeah. Hey, Tipsy, take a good whiff of that. He'd bring the little chihuahua over to the flag.
Okay. Does your chihuahua have?
Technically, he doesn't have scent, but I mean, it's not technically a tracking dog, but he would try.
Go ahead and if it doesn't have stats, then you can roll just with Thorvin, and then I guess that'd be.
It says sensitive passive perception of 9. Sensitive passive perception of 9.
Okay, so it'd be able to like take a big sniff of it, and she'd point out that to the southeast is where the trail kind of starts, and they've tried to leave it the way it is, but it's several days old, obviously, so it's not for the so the scents might not be there quite so much, but you might be able to follow through with the trail. Zilana, if you want to have your crow fly out as well, you can do so.
Yep. We will send Pico on their first journey. Go, Pico! You!
Mm.
Okay, and then Thorvin, if you want to have just roll a perception check for the dog, or for if Thorvin wants to do it for the dog, either way.
My perception's a +4. Dog has a wisdom of 9. So it's
That'd be
perception is a +5 on this thing.
So just, I guess, roll with Thorvin then.
Well, no, it's a +5 for the dog, +4 for Thorvin.
Oh, okay. Well, then roll that one.
The dog is not very good tracker, though.
So the dog runs out and immediately darts off up to just outside of the tree line. There's a kind of some unearthed the dirt and starts to dig around until it pulls out what looks to be a giant leg bone from a warg that's been buried, and it runs back to you all like, Ruff! And you just have this humongous like.
We're still working on the tracking.
Femur. As for Pico, if you want to roll that perception.
Sure.
No, Tipsy. Orc, not bone. Orc.
Okay.
Orc as he points to Rockflyer. Or half orc.
So, what's the distance that it can fly? It just will go out and scout and come back and report to you, right? Because you can't see through its eyes more than I think it's 100 feet. Or
Correct.
Something?
Yeah. So if nothing's there within 100 feet, and Pico doesn't tell me that, Pico will just continue to go on their own and then turn around.
Okay. So with a 17, unless you're commanding him to do anything else, he is going to disappear for the next couple minutes as he begins to fly over the jungle, flying to scan back and forth to see if there's anything of note. Do you all move into the jungle while you're waiting, or just kind of wait to hear back?
I would kind of like to keep an eye out just to make sure there's nothing coming in, unless they want us to move in.
Since she has given you the banner and kind of letting you go through, the priestess has gone back inside and seems to be like resetting a room or something. She's not really actively monitoring you. She's kind of expecting you to just go out and do your thing and come back once you're done.
Cleaning her knitting needles.
Knitting.
Yes.
Delana's game plan would be to wait for Pico to report back, because Pico can guide them on the same path that they flew for us to follow on ground. So I think that would be the best idea.
Okay. So 10, 15, 20 minutes pass, but then you suddenly get that connection as Pico's returning, and you kind of begin to speak with him and learn what he knows. And he has found there seems to be a big... Can he communicate? How does he talk to you? Telepathically?
It is a telepathic bond, yes.
Can he actually speak, or is it just kind of pictures and emotions communication?
It's independently from you. Where is it? There's a thing. When you're familiar within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. It doesn't say. I think images would probably be
that's how I've always run
thing.
it. And so you get this kind of overload of feelings and images and stuff, and you can see almost for a moment as if you're flying above the jungle line, and you can see this big scar in the landscape where it's been deforested. You see hundreds, maybe 1,000 different lines of tents everywhere. You see going back into the jungle towards where you're at, so I guess closer than all the camps. You see a wall that's been erected, and orcs kind of milling all around. If there's a huge war party. And then as you fly back towards the group, he's kind of urgently trying to show you all the pictures of the natural paths of the jungle, the waterways, the ways that you could move through without too much difficulty and not having to forge your own path. It's trying to get all this information to you in the next couple seconds as you're just overloaded. By the time he lands down on your shoulder, he's still going, and everyone can see Ilana is kind of engrossed in communication with the raven. But by the time it's done with it, I will give you kind of a quick snippet. Let me just put something on GM layer. This is the most the image that stands out in your mind the most is this war camp at the edge of the jungle. Just probably hundreds to thousands of orcs all making camp. And then just beyond here, headed back to the east, you hit into the jungle, and then you see this wall that's been built. Might need to zoom out. This is a big map. But then there's just jungle between you and back to the temple.
Miles doesn't see it, but that's a lot.
Yeah, that's what your raven found with a 17.
So as Delana kind of blinks and snaps out of the trance that Pico had put her in, her face kind of turns a paler purple, and she looks at the rest of the group and goes, "They have really secured a camp. They definitely are here for war. And there's no doubt about that. 100+ orcs, tents miles and miles long. And they've built a barricade of some kind at the river. Did it look like, DM, did it look like what they had built at the river was a blockade to channel the water, or did it look like it was a blockade as kind of their first line of defense?
No, it's like a border. So I'll go back to that map really quick. So the black is actually more of a wall that they've constructed. It's not a riverbed.
Oh, okay, got it.
So there's palisade, spiked logs, stuff like that, blocking everything with towers. and that's kind of like the border of the, like beyond the wall. It will lead up to their camps.
Okay, got it.
But this is kind of like the edge of their territory that they've claimed so far.
Got it. So essentially what they've done is they've built a blockade around the area that they have decided is theirs for now. We have a couple options, though none of them are really the best at this point.
I'll attempt to a drinking contest.
I mean, we'll put that at option, 9. But we can destroy the wall and make it known that their presence is unwanted. We can destroy the wall and storm inside. And probably die. Or we could try to rally troops and come back. Or, and this is a big or, we go secure a boat and go cut off the head at the source.
Is there a way around with a boat?
Most likely, but you'd be walking into an encampment of about 100 to maybe 500 orcs. And while I like to think I'm fairly strong, I can tell you that I'm not that strong.
Yes, I would say I'm good for 10. I'm not too sure about hundreds.
I personally would put my vote in and suggest the first option. 4 of us against an entire war camp doesn't seem too good in our odds, so perhaps we could take out this barricade and let return back with this information and let larger forces of our own return to lead a counterattack, perhaps.
Oh, Daisy's good for at least 50 of them.
Are you going to take out the other 450?
Depends. How much alcohol do we have?
I don't think we have enough.
I have a proposition for all of you. If I may be so bold. This goes far deeper than I can even explain. And I think Bo is probably the only one here who is familiar with the history of the warlord that carries that banner. As someone who has faced him before, I can tell you that it's not easy. But I can also tell you that he can be taken down.
I think trying to get in there without having to go through 500 of them would be, the best option.
I would wager that he's not here. I would wager that he's still on his island. I think if we can burn down that barrier and make it known that their presence is not welcome here, that will show significant strength he is not used to. While he is scrambling to understand the strength that is being shown, we shift our focus to his homestead, which he knows, but so do I.
Did you happen to see a gate in this wall?
There looked like there was a gate. The towers were more prominent than gates, though.
There are 2 gates.
So obviously there's a mechanism to open the gate from the other side. Get me close to the wall, I'll jump up and open the gate, let you guys through.
Oh, I think we can do better than that. I can throw you.
I think you're missing my point. The point is to not get to the camp. The point is to destroy their wall. Letting them know that it's not going to stand anymore. Once we do that, we send a message, we go back to the guild hall, we gather up a respectable team, and then we go face the cancer head on.
Okay. Hey, I got a clean bill of health.
I am proud of you. If you want to help this world have a clean bill of health too, he has to die. He has killed more of my kind than I can ever explain. And she kind of looks at
metaphorical.
She kind of looks at Bo.
Like, yeah, Bo. I was actually about to have Bo reroll another history check, but with advantage.
Oh, that's the right button.
Because some things Ilana just said definitely rings a bell. As nobody's actually said who this person's name is, but the banner, the warlord, and you remember it from like ancient times. But something she said about her kind, you remember that in those history texts that you've read, the warlord's name was Warlord Zaroff, and he was one of the champion generals in a war which went against the tieflings, and they purged a whole bunch of tieflings. And this would have been, you don't know how old Zolana is, but probably would have ended around when maybe she was a little kid, you'd estimate. So what you, with a 24, you put 2 and 2 together that who she's talking about is who you've read about, the warlord Zaroff.
I think when Zolana looks over at Bo, he's probably been thinking about this once this kind of hits his brain, and you probably see that look of recognition in his eyes, and then the immediate look of, oh, I'm so sorry for what happened.
He just gives a very small nod of kind of like acknowledgement of his understanding of her, and probably even more clear of her being so uptight about this whole mission now more than ever.
I definitely think that a party of people to bring is significantly would be more effective. I'm just wondering if burning that wall down before we go would be a good idea. What would their tactics be? Would they retaliate right away and try to attack the church while we are getting forces, or were they even going to be moving out soon? Do we have enough time to go in and get reinforcements before we come back? Information is very important.
How well do I know not orc tactics, but his tactics? The warlord's tactics.
They roll a history check for you as well.
No, this is important. I'm gonna spend luck on this. Because this would be something Zolana would try to force herself to remember. Are you
kidding
me? You remember a lot of fire, like he burned a lot of villages when he went through pillaging and stuff. It was like no survivors unless turned to slavery, and just you don't remember the tactics themselves, just the impact of what was done.
So I'm gonna pull from my knowledge of her game and speak this. Well, it kind of varies. If the representative of the warlord is here, he or she would likely follow the same thought pattern as the warlord. His tactics, I use that term in a not pleasant manner, was someone who enjoyed the hunt and found it thrilling to let people squirm. And the further that he let people be bothered by such things, the more fun it was for him. Knowing that things bite back could be seen as a challenge that he would be excited to fulfill. Anything that gives him an opportunity to stretch his muscles or anything of that nature.
So what I'm hearing is we should bring reinforcements before we burn down this wall. I'm sorry, Thorfinn. We're going to have to wait to throw you until a little later.
I don't think that's necessary because there is going to be...
I don't.
I think there's going to be a delay in the relay of information. They know better than to go against this warlord. He was ruthless not just to my people, but to those who disobey him. What they would probably do is send word to him that they need reinforcements or they need different instructions because the first half of their plan has fallen through.
Well, do we have the stuff to burn it down? Specifically from a distance.
I do. And she looks at Bo.
I thought as much.
As you
oil
look at...
flask, and I have a brewing kit. Ale is flammable.
As you look at Bo, you would notice that the entire time you and Miles have been talking, he's kind of been writing down on a ripped off piece of paper that he ripped from one of his books, and he like kind of scrolls it up, into a scroll, and says, I have my own magical capabilities. Yes, I also have written out this. I don't like to be away from him for long, and he kind of beckons forth, the little flying cat from his cloak. He knows his way back to the guild. He can deliver us a letter if we need it.
That's a good idea. We'll start the frontal assault together. We will take out the bridge. By the time that your note reaches the guild hall, it should go straight to the guild master, who will be informed that reinforcements outside of the guild, military personnel and things of that nature, should be attended to as soon as possible. I hate to do this, little friend, and she'll turn to Pico, and she will pull out a piece of paper and parchment and write a note and give it to Pico and say, take this to the Temple of Soon with the council as soon as you can. They have clerics and paladins at the ready. We need to let them know that this is going to happen now. If they can defend this forest, we can cut off the head on the island. But we need to start the groundwork now as a team here with that barrier.
Bo would tie the little piece of paper around, his flying cat, and then he would slip a silver piece into a pouch that he also has tied to his cat, and would give him some pats and say, "Now I've trained you well. You know how to fly back to the guild." And he puts in the little silver piece, and he looks at everyone. He looks at Zelana or whoever's looking. He likes to order himself a glass of milk when he gets there. I've trained him well.
That is fair.
I'm giving you
That's adorable.
what's like inspiration?
Inspiration.
That's fantastic.
The milk inspiration. Here you go.
Can I bank that inspiration since I still have one from your previous game? So can I bank that as a second one?
I'm a generous DM. I will allow it.
You have to use one in this game, though.
I will. And then I set off my little feathered kitten, Noah, to fly his way to the guild.
And I will send Pico to the assembly that we had met in Hollen's Rest, and have the note delivered into the hands of the representative of the Church of Soon, who hopefully will be able to rally the other church people as well.
Okay. So,
and that is my clever way of getting rid of my familiar for this game. Bye, Pico!
So, I would like to clarify, so you're sending a message back to like the churches and then another one to the guild hall?
Yes,
Yes.
I am sending the letter of, like, hey, we would like reinforcements, things are happening, to the guild hall.
Okay, so that's going to the guild hall, and then the one for the churches, is that to come bring back up to the temple in the jungle?
Yeah, that is...
So
that
also
is
reinforcements?
Yeah, that is a breakdown of this many orcs. It's basically a bullet point. This many orcs, this is their leader, going to destroy one section of their base, bring others. Boom.
Okay.
This and coordinates.
This
Okay.
is like a day's journey, though, from Hollen's Rest.
The temple from Hollen's Rest isn't quite a day's journey, just because it's like a hike to get into... Well, actually, these squares are actually something like a day travel.
Mm-hmm.
I think we hand-waved that a little bit. For the sake of the game, they can get back to Hollen's Rest in about a day. Getting back to the guild hall, that would take some time unless you are wanting to like also go to Hollen's Rest and like have the note say that use a sending spell to send to Virton or something like that.
Oh, that's smart. Yes. From Virton to Hollen's Rest. Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, so, and then while you send these notices out, you are going to head towards that wall. Is that my understanding?
And the
Believe
familiar
so.
started off Tipsy's box at the cats and birds in the area. And I was like, no! Down, Tipsy! Quiet! We are being
Shush! Shush, Gypsy! You're gonna give us away, shush!
Thorvey, do you want me to care for your dog while you go off into the...
Wow.
Thorby. Solana just raises an eyebrow like, what?
Oh, he's good. He's a magical chihuahua.
Wow. Maybe one day I can have a magical chihuahua. Well, have fun storming the castle!
Pretty sure that was a Monty Python reference.
Only half dead.
They're only off that.
Oh, Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wouldn't actually say that. But, I mean, do you talk to her at all about this stuff?
I don't know. After she called him Thorvey, I'm trusting her judgment. I'm not sure I trust her judgment. Her taste in nicknames is awful.
He turns red.
Okay, so you send out your familiars. Do you wish to proceed into the jungle?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
think we should try to destroy one of the gates. That way, if anyone charges us, they'll only do it from one gate. Also, getting rid of those towers, I think, is...
I feel like the plan's to destroy everything in it.
Yep.
Good point.
So I have pasted you on here in the jungle. As you get closer, you know more or less where it is now, so you don't have to like roll perceptions or anything. I will say, as you get closer, if you want to get more detail on the wall, you will need to both sneak up and roll perceptions, though.
Miles doesn't sneak.
Solana sneak.
I could certainly try.
I offer everyone a ale before we set off. Like, no, missions like this, we don't want to go in sober.
I don't think
Solana
right now
shakes
is
her
a
head.
good
She's
time
like,
to go
no,
in.
no, thank you.
Bo would also decline. He doesn't drink.
I think...
Best way to get killed on a mission is to go in sober.
I highly
Yes.
disagree, but I really think you'd get along well with my girlfriend. Not
I
gonna
think
lie.
the best. I'm pretty sure.
I think I knew who that is.
I'm pretty sure the best way to get killed is to tell your wife that you went in and you weren't sober.
Oh,
There's
You got it.
like a
Yeah.
50-50 shot I will get killed when I get back to the guild hall for going out here without bringing her with me.
I'm going to give everybody else inspiration too, because you guys have been amazing. Dwarven with all his jokes, and Zalana, your role playing is spot on, and Miles is awesome. So
But like she already says inspiration. Am I getting double as well here as long as I use one of them?
I will say yes. You may either for the like just Mackenzie said, you can use one for this game, or you can use two if you have one banked. But the one from this game won't carry over if you have one already. So use it or lose it. And then if anyone is going to try to sneak closer, and roll perception, or what's the plan? I have only the ballistae posted visible. But yeah, there's like an opening here and an opening up here.
No.
You were
Here's
blinking on the GM layer.
Sorry.
There we go. Blinky blunk. Perfect. Zalana would like to sneak.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth.
I as well will do that.
Yeah, that sounds about right for a wizard.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm gonna. You know what? Just
No.
because I'll use my banked inspiration on this too.
I'm
I
pretty
can
sure I have disadvantage on any stealth I roll.
Yeah, that's about right.
Now I could send Tipsy the way we're not
Yeah.
going and have him just block up a storm.
All
Well,
right.
there's enough trees. I don't think they need any more bark.
God damn it, Becca.
More block than the butt.
Can we take away the inspiration?
No!
I
Can we
admit I
give
didn't hear.
anti-inspiration?
I didn't hear what actually happened, so that's. But I will say, Zalana and Bo, as you are moving, you have to cross over that open space, and so you begin to run forwards, trying to clear it quickly. And you may now roll perception.
Perception. You didn't say it. Hi.
I'm over it.
You suffered
Yum.
for it.
I'm over saying it. I am edgier now.
And it showed off. It showed. That's for sure.
Okay. So the reason Bo is not focused on the wall so much is because he sees the ballista dead ahead of you. The two orc gunners, which one points in your direction as you're crossing, and you're like, oh snap. And Zilana is kind of focused more on the wall and begins to kind of see the movement and figures of several of the patrols and the guards that are on top of the wall. But the ballista releases, and there's a sailing crossbolt of enormous propulsion shoots towards you. And Zilana, you are in the front, so you will be the one it attacks, as you have been seen.
I think at this point, Miles might charge.
Okay. Oops, that's a D12. Disregard. The previous was their perception. Okay. I'm going to
misses.
assume a 9 does not hit you.
That misses my little wizard, yes.
So Bo's like, down, and then you drop, and this huge spear sails overhead and banks into the grass right behind you. And then I will also open up kind of the vicinity which you see. I think that's you rolled what, a 17? Okay, I will give you these ones too. Okay. Immediate reactions. Is anybody jumping into combat? Like you said, you're going to rush forwards, or are they running away? What is the immediate reactions? Because we might be into initiative.
Yeah, I was just gonna say a ballista got fired at us. I feel like that's combat.
Yeah.
It's combat if you choose to go towards them.
Thorben turns around and tries, and seeing no one else besides Miles, he goes, "Here, hold my." Then he turns to a tree and goes, "Hold my beer." Thorben, Dable!
Oh, as a side note, I would have left my forge back at the church.
Sure, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
So he sticks his mug of ale into one of the branches of the tree as he says, "Here, hold my beer."
I think we're rolling initiative.
Could I get
where's my initiative?
I mean, if we wanted, could me and Zilana get a spell off in return before rolling initiative? Or are we straight into initiative?
It'd be into initiative
Okay.
because there was no surprise.
God,
Oh, we're the wizards, man.
of course the wizards go last. Oh, we're gonna die.
On the bright side, I mean, not the bright side for you, but bright side for me, I am technically above the ballista.
Me shuffle.
You're also
Alright.
taller than me.
Do I need my decimal points?
How
with
tall is Zilana?
a 22?
Only if you're tied with someone.
Solana is 5'4".
Yeah, I'm barely taller at 5'9".
I don't think any of my music is working.
No.
Sad. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Time
No
to open
music.
Spotify.
Yeah, everyone, music on your own. But Miles, you would be the first to go.
Well, it's time to go.
What do you wish to do?
I don't have like any ranged options. I would be like running and getting on a bag of beans at the same time.
Okay. So that's running would be moving
Yeah,
basically twice. So
I'm basically moving twice. Q, 3. I would end up here by the time I was done.
okay. The archers seeing you now, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, are going to see you, and you're going to hear
It makes
a
sense that
shout.
them seeing me now, they're going to see me.
Yes, sorry, my English is not super amazing today. But there are 8 arrows that launch towards you, all in a volley. The only person who understands would be Bo, but basically you hear the word in Orcish. 6. So 1,
Miss.
2,
Miss,
3,
miss,
4,
miss.
5, 6,
Wait,
7.
meet to beat?
8. Yes.
Okay.
You hear music?
Yeah, I just had to quit out and join back, and the music started playing for me.
Okay, refresh.
I know 2 of them hit me, but I'm not too sure about that 23. Because I was pretty sure I had an extra... My armor class isn't correct on my sheet because
It's because I had 2 roll 20s open in different games.
Oh, did you
That's-
roll it twice?
No, I was talking about the music.
Oh.
So, yeah, I think on your character sheet when I looked earlier, I think you have a magic item of like armor gauntlets or something, or a ring of
Oh!
protection.
Gauntlets! That might be what it is armor.
I think it's a ring of protection, actually.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I have a 24 armor class, so 2 of those would hit me, the other ones all miss.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you take,
so I
think
do
it's
have a 24.
plus 4. So it's plus 4 each, so it'd be 16 points of damage.
And you hear Miles yell, "This is the point where you need alcohol!" as I'm running.
Okay. Thorvin.
Thorvin is going to run forward. There's a ballista here.
There's a bolt. Yeah, a ballista bolt right behind them.
He is going to run over and pick up the bolt. And, I think you dropped this! And he's going to pick it up and I'll hold it and try to run forward with it.
Okay. Yeah, what's your strength?
21.
Yeah, you can do it without a roll. You just hoist this ginormous, like, 10-foot bolt, hoisting it over your head, and you can go ahead and take your moves.
20
And
feet there, and then he is going to actually jump another 40 feet with the spear, with it.
Do you, like, pole vault with it?
Well, he's gonna, now I can do a standing jump of 30 feet. With a running jump, I can jump 60 feet.
That's, it must be amazing to see as this dwarf jumping
I
across
have a
this.
strength of 21, and I have a ring of jumping, which multiplies my jump by 3. So between the belt of giant strength and the ring of jumping, I mean, he can literally just jump like a frog.
He's convinced
Excellent.
my kids that it's a dwarven trait.
Okay. Swordsman. Blood attack! They start to climb down the ladders. These ones also run up and climb down the ladders. And there's more movement along the wall, but that's what you see. Bo.
So, from behind Zelana, Bo rushes and opens up his arcane grimoire. He throws some sulfur and bat guano onto one of the pages, rips it out, and throws the paper into the air as it forms into a small bead of flames that strikes right here for a fireball.
What's
And
the radius?
It hits 20, so it hits these guys and the 2 on the tower.
I think it might hit. No, it won't hit this guy.
Yeah, it hits these 2 archers, the ballista, those 2 guys, for, 37 damage if they fail their DC 15 dex.
Wow. That is an amazing amount of sixes.
This is
I'm
an
going-
appropriate use of fireball.
I'm going to
+1.
assume a ballista can't make the save.
No. They all have +1, so one of them does save for half damage.
And the others take 37 fire damage.
Okay. We'll say top. Oh, gosh. They are incinerated. The ballista is made out of wood. So what's 2 times 37 more than the ballista
Yes!
has? I will mark that.
My good man, are the barricades in tower also wood?
That yeah.
They look like it.
Let me get some fun stuff.
Cool guys run towards explosions.
You know what's funny? Right now, this is so good. I cast Fireball on Spotify right now. I'm listening to a song called Red Right Hand.
Right. Awesome.
That might be my best Fireball I have ever done.
It was beautiful. You lit
That's
him up
A
like
lot of damage.
a torch.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh!
Nice.
Yes!
Okay.
Burn it all.
Burn.
That is Bo, your fireball erupts and it's almost like a sonic boom as it impacts against the wall as well, and just everything's roasted and charred, smoldering and fiery. Anything else?
This is my preferred distance, so as a wizard, Zelana would know that as well. So I think Zelana would just see Bo do the whole, blowing the smoke from his fingers, and then he holsters his pistol fingers. And that will be his turn. As he bathes in the flames. But but that is his turn. He holsters his fingers. He holsters his fingers and ends his turn.
That skill only counts as one.
That's a pretty big bolt that Thorfinn.
It was actually
It's a
3
pretty big
and
one.
a tower. And it was actually 3, a tower, and a ballista.
I get the reference.
Okay.
I am your non-elven Legolas.
You're Orculus.
Let me send you something.
Okay. This guy. Oh, hold on. Do I have everybody in initiative? I need to roll one more initiatives. Is that a 2?
That is a 2, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that one guy is gonna run out too then. Which is annoying.
I'll just stick it in current game. Oh, yes.
This guy's going to run charging through the trees towards you. And then the other guy is also going to do that.
Some kind of like leader.
He looks like a scantily clad orc weightlifter.
I'm not into that. Thorfinn, it's all you.
That description, though.
That sounds like some vicious mockery right there.
Next, this
You
guy
know
will
what
take...
in Dwarven he says, you know what an orc's weak spot is? Same as everyone else.
Okay, Miles, one of the North Ballista turns towards you and is going to launch. This one is for you. It does not launch. The string snaps, but the bolt doesn't fire, and the orcs immediately start scrambling to fix the jam.
Up here?
Yes.
So
Yes.
weak.
The bottom one is going to shoot at Thorfinn. That's a 13.
I'm a class of 15, and
Okay.
I don't think I can use deflect missiles on ballista weapons.
That would be cool if you could, though.
I have
Just
not.
saying.
I've unfortunately never had a. He's a 8th level monk, but I've never had a chance to use deflect missiles yet. So this would be a fun opportunity if I could.
It's a very large bolt. I don't remember the writing for deflect missiles. If it has to be something, I think it's just missile. I think it's just missile, if I remember correctly.
And you have to be hit by it.
Okay, yeah. If you catch
And
the
it has to be small enough for you to hold in one hand.
Oh, with a 20 strength, I'm holding the one ballista. I don't know. That'd be a DM kind of call.
I think if you have to be hit by it, then we'll just decide at the next one.
Okay.
The last shot is going. Oh, actually, do you like this huge thing shoots at you? Do you just duck under it, or I guess for flavor, if you want, you can bat it away?
I'd jump over it actually.
Boing. The last one on the very bottom shoots up towards the wizards. Unfortunately, Zelana, you are still closer to it. That is a 22. I am unaware of your AC or if shield would work for that.
No, shield would not work for that. That hits.
Okay. Brace yourself.
Okay.
So that is 28 points of damage as thud, this huge bolt, this spear, 10-foot spear, thuds right into the ground next to you, whether it's a cut or a spray of all the debris of rock that sprays up from the impact. You take 28 points of damage.
Ooh, that is half my health.
Okay, those are the ballista's turn.
Aren't you
the
glad I read
last-
ahead of you guys for all those arrows?
Okay, it's Alana's turn.
Oh, okie dokie. Which ballista shot at me?
The one on the very bottom.
Very bottom. That's a hell of a range. Oh my god.
Siege weapons. Be thankful for that they're not cannons.
Let's see. So after that, she's gonna look at Bo, like, just a little exhausted. She says, "You wanna get that guy next?" Oh.
Bo would look very prepared for another nuclear explosion.
And she's gonna point to this one. She's, "I got that one." And with that, she will pull her wand out of her sleeve, which is decorated with a bunch of holy runes on it. And she points her wand down at this one here, and she starts drawing the runes in the air with her arcane focus. And as she does, small little dots of fire start to appear around this ballista before she finishes the sigils and runs her wand with a red streak across all of them as if slashing them out, and the 3 little balls of fire expand into a ginormous explosion. And she is also going to cast Fireball on that ballista.
Okay. Let me put the radius on then.
Aw, not as pretty.
20 foot.
20 foot? And I'm centering it right on the ballista. I'm not getting shot again.
Are you doing the one that...
Not this one, this one.
No, I'm doing this one up here.
Oh, really?
She's
Okay.
not moving. She's hitting that one first.
Yeah, neither of us are in range for that bottom one.
Okay, I will. That is good. I'll unleash everybody else in GM layer. So let's see. Oh, actually, not all of them are hit.
That's who the
Okay.
one I was heading towards.
If
But,
was there a chance, DM, that I would have seen these guys?
Are you roll perception really quick?
Sure.
And then I assumed you were centering it on the ballista, which
Yeah.
would have been like basically right there. But roll perception. Yeah, as you are focusing over there, you see just behind the palisade. Yeah, there's troops on the wall also.
Yeah, I would shift. If I can shift it at the last
Yeah.
minute, I would take my last dot and
Alright.
move it to the other side and make sure that I'm getting these guys in the blast too.
Alright. You have control. Place it as you will.
Wait. Bah!
Okay. Oh man, you got.
That's a
Okay.
nice placement.
All right. I'm pretty sure they all had 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Fail, 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 pass, fail, fail, fail.
Where are you seeing the 9th?
I see 4 here. I
Yep.
see
3
2
here.
here, and I see 3 here.
Oh, you're right. I
Holy
miscounted.
moly moo.
I'm pretty
Fail,
sure
fail.
none of those passes. Actually, one
passes.
passed with the 16 because +1. That was him. But I mean, how much damage did you do?
Total of 22, so he gets 11.
Okay, he's still up.
Everybody else gets 22.
They're on fire and still up and screaming.
And the ballista in the tower are on fire.
But the ballista is ×2. It is dead.
And the tower.
The tower is on fire.
I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'm gonna drink a greater healing potion than I have, because I'm not in good shape. Well, I'm in okay shape, but I'm gonna drink a greater healing potion. Here, Bri-
Okay.
16.
nice.
That's pretty good, actually. That's like
super
it's
helpful.
4 threes, essentially. Okay, that is Zelana's turn.
Yes, that is the end of Zalana's turn.
Back to the top. Mr. Miles.
Miles is gonna continue his run because
Okay.
honestly, he didn't really do anything, and
Well,
get out
there's-
his sword.
I presumed you already had your sword out.
Yeah,
Roll perception for me really quick.
absolutely. Let me look for my perception roller. Perception. I have a whole +1. I see it. Those guys in front of me. You're right.
You see the guys in front of you. You fail to notice the berserker running past you on your right. Like you cross trees in the way at the same
oh wait,
point.
this guy.
Yes.
Oh. You said he was he was a bodybuilder.
Yeah, he looks really muscular, beefy,
Oh.
pretty
Miles?
close to
Miles?
nude.
Miles had a plan of going and using a bag of beans and destroying like this whole area. And
I
then...
don't remember what a bag of beans is, so now I'm slightly terrified, but go ahead.
It's a randomized effect that can cause a mummy that has a mummy lord inside of it to suddenly pop up.
Or I
Back
can
up!
dump out the whole bag and then it explodes and it's in
Back up! Back up, no!
I remember if you roll a 100 on the D100, it makes a beanstalk.
It does make a beanstalk.
A castle in the clouds, just like the Jack and the Beanstalk story.
I was going with like the certain effect of me just blowing up a 10-foot radius.
Okay. Well, you have your move. You move twice.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I like use the 10-foot radius at like a distance and like pitch throw the bag of beans so it'll like destroy?
I will need to know what the bag of beans is. Let me look it up real quick. And then, if it's something you can throw, then
I don't know if I can throw it. I dumped the contents on the ground.
Yeah, there it is. It's in the
If you
game
don't-
chat. I just posted it.
okay.
Yeah.
If you can find a way to dump them, I don't think throwing them would count as dumping. I think you'd have to like dump them from a height to avoid the explosion. Otherwise,
Okay.
you're kind of like at ground zero, is what it
Can
looks
I
like.
cut the bag and just throw the bag?
Is it a
It's a bag.
bag of
A heavy
holding?
cloth
type
Excluding
of-
bag.
you, though. It says each creature in the area excluding you.
Okay.
Wait, I thought I did have to also...
No, it says
incorporate
including you. Each creature in there.
including-
I
Yes,
I
including you.
misread that, sorry.
that. I really don't want it to include me, but, I mean...
Sorry, I misread that.
One must make sacrifices.
Yeah, I think it would not work that way. I think you'd have to drop it from climb up the wall and then drop it down.
Mm.
Or you can give it to one of them and tell them to do it. See if you can intimidate them or something.
Ooh, that would have been good. Just have the bird drop the bag of beans. That would have been cool.
That would have been smart. Have you used a familiar?
In
Yeah.
hindsight, I have evasion, but we're pretty far apart now.
Did everybody roll twos? Oh my gosh. Okay, Thorvin.
I was gonna go up and throw the ballista bolt back at one of the ballistas, but all the ballistas in close by are...
There's a berserker right in front of you. Throw it at him.
I think I'm going to throw the ballista bolt at the berserker.
Yes!
Not sure how you want to roll this.
I have the damage from the ballista's 3d12
Berserker's fired
plus
from
strength.
the ballista. So I don't know, but I'm just throwing it with my 21 strength.
Well, it's a huge spear. Go ahead and make your attack. It'd be a ranged attack.
Ranged attack, so that's only it's only a +5. Not very good.
Okay, that's a hit. I will shrink it to d8s, but you can still roll 3d8.
Go.
Plus strength.
Your friends dropped this. You can have it back.
What's your strength, Thorfinn?
Oh, my strength? +5. So I add my strength to that? Okay. So 21.
So yeah, so he embeds into his chest and he growls, looks down at it, kind of holds it out and drops it, holding his chest. That's your attack action.
I think bonus action he's going to rage and move up here.
Okay. 7. These are the troops. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is some shouting in Orcish, and then they spread out into a line, all facing Miles. So they move, and then form a wall, holding their shields out in front of them, much like Spartans or Romans might, and have their swords all kind of like behind, held at the ready behind the shield. And let's see, everybody else who's of that class will move. Bo, your turn.
Okay. I forgot what my calculations were. Okay. So
Oops.
oh god, I already forgot. Right there.
Oh my goodness. There we
So
go.
I move 30 feet forward through the jungle to get closer to this other ballista at the bottom, and as I move forward, I grab one of the pages in my arcane grimoire and I tear it out as the magical essence is released into the air, and the page transforms into 3 identical pages, which then transform into 3 identical bows as I cast Mirror Image.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So the 3 identical pieces of paper transform into 3 identical half-orc evocation wizards that are all next to me, ready to take ballista shots. And that is my turn. That is movement and spell as I get closer.
Okay. But then, if that is your turn... Hold on. There's 22. Alright. The wizard who is on fire. Go 1, 2, 3. Climb down, and then dash. 1, 2, 3. And shout something in Orcish. Bo, you're close enough. I'll let you roll perception at disadvantage.
Okay. Perception at disadvantage. 8.
Okay. You hear the faint shout of, someone in speaking the language you understand, but it's too far away to notice. The ballista that are still both working, one is going to shoot. Actually, the first guy's going to angle it, and he's going to shoot at Miles.
It would take longer than that to fix a bowstring.
Oh, this one snapped. You're right. So he cranks it, and the
Thank
other
you
guy is going to
very
fix it.
much.
Thank you for reminding me. And that is actually not enough to fix it. So it is still broken, but he's got the string off, and he's going to repair it. The one on the bottom is going to angle up a little bit towards Bo, and then the other is going to fire the bolt. That's a 23.
Let's see. It hits one of my mirror images. It hits a duplicate.
There's a eruption of rock and debris behind you as one of the things just impaled and vanishes. Lastly, this berserker is going to kind of skid to a halt, look back, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do that. The other one is going to, having pulled out this giant spear, is going to look at Thorvin, and his eyes just kind of like bulge, and blood veins kind of pop out, and everything about him begins to just kind of radiate anger as he rages, and he is going to try to kick Thorvin back. This is a multi-attack now. Yeah, he also has +6. So 12 to hit and 23 to hit.
12 will miss, the 23 will hit.
Okay, that is d6 +4. That is 5 damage, half to 2. So you take 2 points of bludgeoning as he kicks you. And then his bonus action, he will draw his blade. That is his turn. Zelana.
All right. Seeing that the ballista's kind of sort of out of commission, and Zelana's feeling a little better, she's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Going to be a bad time in this area, right, Mir? As I drop another fireball.
Okay, this is your control. Go ahead.
I think trying to get that gate would be great. So that way we could, like... Is there a bridge over the wall?
Yes. Yeah, there is an overpass over it.
I cannot
There's like
control
ramps.
that.
Oh, really?
Correct.
Oh, it didn't save. Try that. Still no?
Still no. Wrong layer?
Oh, yes, wrong layer. Try that.
give me my Destructo Ball.
Ooh, hold on a second. How far away are you?
150 feet. It's a 150 foot range spell.
Okay, I think you're in luck. Yep. He doesn't know that though, so roll perception check.
Perception.
Perception.
20.
Okay. You see that war wizard on the wall begin to reach out, and you can even in the different language you can read him try to say counterspell, but he isn't outside of 60 feet to you.
I
And
slide
he
the
just
finger at him.
Yeah. What was your DiMaggio's?
Oh, let's find out, shall we? Perfect. What do you think? Oh, Zelana's on a warpath.
Did archers not get to shoot? Oh, I killed the archer token when you burned him up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, they were too busy running across the wall trying to get a better shot at either that or they all just ricocheted off of Miles's
We could just say
armor.
they ricocheted off of my armor. That's totally cool.
Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Those are all going to be fails, and 36 is going to be enough to kill all of them.
They all miss.
It's slightly disappointing because I have yet to get to use deflect missiles.
Even the wizard.
Where's the wizard that tried to do counterspell? Was it this one?
The one you just incinerated.
Oh. I look over at Bo, and I bring my wand to my lips, and I blow on it.
The wall is
finger
still
guns.
on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just doing layer magic. So that's a move and a spell.
No bonus action. That will be the end of my turn. All of my movement has been used.
Okay. Miles.
Miles, can I get through them? Can I break through them?
If you want to try, you're going to go up to him.
Yeah, I would like to get to over here.
Okay. Well, you have to move at least up to them.
Okay. Well, Can I try to get?
That
them?
triggers 3 attacks. I hope, Miles, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. And then
I get 1 attack.
that third one is going to... He crits, but he's also going to smite. That is 1d8 plus 4, 7 plus 8 is 15, and then smite is...
I'll go ahead and I'll use one of my parry, which means that when somebody hits me, I can roll a superiority dice, and I reduce the damage by the number of my superior dice plus 2, which would be 5d8. So how much damage did he do?
So 26 plus 15. So he did 41 points with the crit and the smite. Oops.
Yeah, I really
41.
don't like that. Let's do.
And that was the
much.
bottom guy.
Let's do that much repose.
So that is reducing it by 28.
I just pressed the button on my superiority dice.
How many of them did you want to roll?
I have no idea. But I think I just rolled 5d8.
Yes. So I don't know how many you get, but that would be a very successful reduction.
I don't think that's how it works.
It's only 1d8
Unless-
reduction.
Yeah.
Okay. So just roll a d8.
By the total, and
Yeah, that was yeah. That's not how it works. Hold on, let me. Okay, so I clicked off the superiority dice, then I roll 1d8, and then it's +2. That's limiting.
So that is
then
37 points of damage then, as
okay.
this phalanx almost, except they don't have spears, are all waiting for you, and one crits.
Can I get through them though? Because that's.
You'd have to try to like athletics your way to like jump over, barge past them, and then they would get attacks as you leave their threat radius. But they used their reactions already, so they wouldn't get attack of opportunities if you wanted to try to like barge past or jump through. If you just wanted to barrel against them, I would let you roll an athletics check to try to break through them. They would just get advantage on their opposing athletics.
Or I could drop a bag of beans on them, but I also have like really bad health right now. Sure, let's try to barrel through them. That was my original goal. Athletics. Bam.
Nice.
They
Holy smokes.
physically cannot pass that because they have a +4.
I would get to here.
So yeah, with a dash.
Yeah, but I don't think... Can I be allowed to drop the bag of beans? At
So
this
you
point?
moved, barged through them, and then dashed as your action. If you're just dropping that, I think that would be considered to interact with an object, unless it's considered to use action on the bag of beans.
No, I don't think it is. Let me double check though.
Just as if you dump it, that would say
Dump
that's...
it, yeah. Dump it.
So you...
It's like dropping. It's like
Yeah.
dropping a sword. Like I had the bag in my hand.
I would assume since
Dropped
it
it.
like invokes a dexterity saving throw and deals damage, I would assume dropping it would have been an action.
Bonus action.
Action. Because you're doing damage.
Action.
I'm gonna say because you also had to like barge past the shield wall, that's as far as you're gonna get.
Okay.
But now you're kind of standing. There's like two very steep staircases built out of like sediment and wood that lead up to the top of the wall, which is now burning, or you can just pass through this passageway. But yeah, that's what you see. Thorvin.
So Thorvin will have the.
Oh, wait!
Huh?
Sorry, I forgot I have an action surge.
Do you want to use action surge?
Kind of.
Okay, so action surge gives you another action.
Can I dump the bag of beans now?
You may.
Wish me the best of luck, everybody. I'm making stupid decisions.
Do you want to do it in the area that's closer to people, or just here under the bridge?
I wanted to store the bridge, but I mean, I can get to, like...
Actually, you know, with an action surge, it gives you only one action, so you can't move again. Unless you wanted to move for your action surge.
Well, I could technically get to here, because my distance could allow me to get to here, which would it reach? Like, if I
So
did it in
here,
front
yeah.
of me?
10
that
foot
guy's
for you
10
would be
feet.
here.
Oh, but I'm gonna dump it in front of me, so I can, like, get away. I'm not gonna, like, dump
It's
it
right here.
on me. Yeah, I'm barely getting like
I'd
that
say.
one guy. But my main goal is to destroy the bridge area. Like that's my goal. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Okay.
It's probably a really stupid decision.
Do you want to use your action surge and do it now, or?
Yeah, I just
Or
really
wait.
don't want these guys coming out to add more people, but honestly at this point there's not that many people. Never mind. Thorvin, you go.
Okay. Yeah. It's like Daisy, your dance partner has arrived, and we will get 2 swings of Daisy.
Those hit. Oh yeah, both of them hit.
2 swings of Daisy, and then flurry of blows for unarmed strike.
All of them hit.
Okay, so Daisy is okay. So let's do the regular damage. Is 4 hits plus 20. And it's 12 and plus 10, that's 22, and then raging, so all 4 of these have plus 2 damage, so that's another 8. So that is 33 standard damage, and then because Daisy is magic, he does 10 psychic damage as he remembers the pain of broken love, or ex-girlfriends or ex-lovers of the past stab into his mind, or people.
So all of this is magic damage too.
Yeah, actually, empowered strike.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of that is magic.
Okay. So as you hit him and he hears the wails of the last orca girlfriend that he ever had, he like his bloodshot eyes from his own rage just roll back into his head, and he drops to the ground and then keels over.
And that would be bonus and attack. I still have a 30 for him. He will. I'm coming, Miles! And will standing long jump of 30 feet. Just boing. Oh, where is that? And then just jump straight up in the air and come crashing down. He moves towards his friend over there.
Okay. So if that is your turn, I'm gonna reroll the initiative for the archers, so I'm gonna backtrack 1 spot so they can take their turn. Though it doesn't look like there's much that they can shoot at actually. Yeah, these ones are just gonna kind of run back over here and just they'll shoot at Bo. I think they have kind of a shot at him.
You can't see me?
You jumped, and I think the fire and smoke is kind of blocking them. At least the ones on the bottom. And the ones on the top got burned. Can kind of see you. Their range is 150. So yeah, one is gonna shoot at Bo because he's got a clearer shot. The other's like that's just almost out of range, so he's gonna shoot at Thorvin. So first one on Bo, second one on Thorvin. 16.
So let me roll a d20 real quick. or mirror image. The arrow, the 20 hits a mirror image.
Okay. So another one. The shield wall kind of reforms, having been jostled. They seem to kind of just give Miles a glance back, but they seem to.
The one that hit me, do.
Oh, did it hit?
Yeah.
Oh, that is going to be.
But I can reduce it the damage by 18.
It does 12 at max.
So I catch the arrow in my hand as he shoots it at me.
Nice.
I don't think don't have a bow, so I don't think I can return fire it.
Yeah, you can.
I think you kick it.
As a monk,
can
you
throw
can.
it.
You can throw it.
Deflect missiles lets you throw it.
Range
Chuck
20
that
feet.
bitch back at him.
But he just shoots at me. He's out of range. Can I guess if I can do that, can I throw it at this one, or do I have to do the target?
I don't know the written way it is. I would assume it's an enemy.
You can spend 1 key point or kai, whatever you have in concept, to make a ranged attack with the people you just caught as part of the same reaction. Make this attack with proficiency regardless of your weapon efficiency, and missile count as a monk weapon for the attack. Doesn't say.
Yeah, just go ahead and kick it at the closest guy.
Alright, so spending another point, and what was that? That was a proficiency and ranged attack, so just a +5 to send it at one of the guys in the shield wall.
Okay.
My first time getting to use this.
Ooh, that just hits
Yeah.
past the shield.
He catches it, he's got Daisy in one hand and the other hand's open, he catches it and just chucks it at the guy who crit earlier down here.
Oh, the bottom guy? Okay. Does it do the same damage that I rolled?
Imagine.
Okay.
Um,
He grunts.
you make this attack with opportunity, and missile counts as a catch a missile. You can spend 1. I think it does the same damage.
They begin to
It's the first
in
time
a
I've
line.
used this.
1, 2. Oh, hold on, I messed that up when I turned them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they will all attack you. First attack, second,
It's
third attack. Actually, ignore the fourth. There's only 3 that can attack you.
Okay, so all of
The
those.
19, 22, 30. Okay. And these are their swords, which is
That's
1d.
too bad. I was hoping one would miss. Use something else I haven't had the opportunity to use.
Oh.
Okay, so that is 22 points, as they are just in unison, stabbing and thrusting.
I take 11 damage and. Yes, they pound against my thick dwarven hide.
These other 2 kind of run up towards Miles, kind of quickly trying to get into a line formation as well, and they will both take attacks at Miles. First is an 8, second is a 9. You deflect easily, I presume.
I'm going to actually use, not repose. Oh no, yeah, repose. When a creature misses me, I can roll a d8 and use one of my superiority dice, and they get a d8 damage.
Okay, go for it. Top or bottom?
Let's go with the top one.
Okay.
It's just a d8, but there you go. Man, those 2s.
Yeah. I almost think with a 2, that's more like you hit him with your shield.
I give him a
Good.
bloody nose.
Yeah. Whang! Okay, I think I've got a couple. Oh, what is going on with my mouse? I've got a couple more of these guys I could move around. They're now surrounded by fire, so they're just going to climb down on this side. And these ones are going to brave it and kind of run through the flames. Zolana, do you want to roll for me a d6?
Sure. Epic. 6.
Okay. Okay. They kind of tumble down with a dash. They get to the bottom and like start to bat out the flames, but they look like they've been burned and singed a little bit. And then, is this guy still alive? He's dead. Bo.
Cool. I'm glad I marked out where I wanted to move. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, right here.
Oh no. Are you
Get rid of
doing
my-
what I think you're doing?
Yes. Not those guys. Don't worry about it. You can delete that blue X. I can't do it.
I'll figure it out.
So, I've spent several turns calculating this.
Oh.
Once more, I pour some sulfur onto a piece of paper, and it forms into a small flaming bead as I unleash another fireball. Right.
Oh, here, let me move it up. Go ahead and move it.
Enough to get literally everyone.
Okay.
And it's 26 damage if they fail to save.
Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they all fail. And the ballista is ×2. It fails. Its gunners fail. The archers also fail and die. The soldiers do not die, but they are engulfed with fire.
This time, I kind of look back a little bit at Zolana. Instead of doing the blowing the smoke off my fingers, I blow some flames still emanating from the pages of my book, and I close the book and I clip it to my waist holster for my arcane grimoire. I have a book holster, baby.
I love it.
And that is my turn.
Okay. The Magi is going to cast a spell, and this berserker swells and grows and is enlarged, and then he lets out a roar and beats his fist, and then he's going to charge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then the ballista up at the top is now fixed. And it isn't going to fire because Thorvin's engaged with enemies, and so the other guy is going to turn it, but so now that is all it can do this turn. It's now reloaded, repaired, and turns. Zolana.
Okay. I have a couple options now. The question is, does she be a smartass or no?
Orvin would tell you it's always better to be a smartass than a dumbass.
That's fair.
Do it.
So, yeah, we are, no joke. So Lana has her wand out and she's aiming it towards the ballista, and out of the corner of her eye, as Bo is kind of showing off a little bit, she realizes that this guy is gaining on him. And she spins on her heel, and with a gentle flick of her wrist, let's see. 4 little tiny dots of fire appear, and I am going to cast Scorching Ray at 4th level at this guy.
Okay. And that is, I believe, because it's magic, Barbarian Rage does not reduce it.
That is correct.
Dang.
And
Okay,
this
go
is
ahead.
4 shots. First shot is a crit.
Okay.
That is not.
Is a crit.
So max is 12 plus 9 is 21 points
Okay,
of fire damage.
He's still up,
Second attack is a 14.
which will miss.
I would like to spend that inspiration you gave me to attempt to re-roll that.
Go ahead.
So that's a d20 plus, which is plus 8. No.
Ooh, still miss.
Okay. Third shot is a 23.
That's a hit.
2! For 2 fire damage, are you kidding me?
Right, he's still up.
And then, fourth one is an 18 to hit
Okay, that hits.
for 11 fire damage.
He takes boom, 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 all these fire blasts, and he's huge at this point. He's a size large because of the spell, and he takes all the damage and kind of looks up at you after it, smoking, sizzling flesh, and he just points at you. And Bo, you hear him say, "You're next, bitch."
I blow on my
But
wand,
then he,
and then I move 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 25, 25, 30. I'm going towards the tank that decided to run off at 14 HP and move away from healing magic.
speaking of, how about
Decisions.
Miles? What would you like to do? You've got these two, these look like seasoned warriors. These orcs are not. Yeah.
As I'm contemplating my life choices, I decide that I'm going to take my greater healing potion before I drop my bag of beans.
You just like lift up your shield buckle to your arm, just like one finger up. Whoa, one sec, guys. Glug glug glug. Seems like a very much like a Trevor Belmont type of
Yeah,
move.
it was. Yeah. Inventory. Let's see. Greater healing potion. Where is that? Hold on. I don't.
Should be 2d4 plus 4 or 44 plus 4, I think.
Something. I don't know. I can't find it.
Which one?
I bought it.
Greater?
This is
great.
the mini- oh, this is my
44 plus
inventory.
4.
So just
Okay,
roll
let's
44
I'm
and
just
then
gonna
I'll
roll
add.
it in here.
Yeah,
Yeah. 4.
14.
Nice.
Well, I just doubled my health. Yeah, that we're gonna do that before we do this bag of bean drop, and yeah, we're gonna run away. Hey, that wasn't that bad.
So that also they have to make a dex save, right?
Yeah, Dex 15. Let's
Okay.
do that as well. I'm not particularly skilled
Okay.
in it.
And then bag of beans. What's the radius? 10, like a 10 by 10 or 20 by 20?
10 by 10.
Okay.
Tried to edit my character to add 2 points because I killed myself, 10.
What is that?
Cool. It's actually fire damage. I don't even know how the bag of beans would become fire damage.
Oh, if it's like just dumping them all out at the same time is more kapowy.
Each creature in the area, including you, must make a DC 15 dexterity save, taking 5d4 fire damage on failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. The fire ignites flammable objects in the area. So I kind of wanted to destroy this bridge so people can't get out that way. And doing that, dumping that, would that make it to where...
So like this?
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to get the area that was... I should have done it at this area where it was narrower. I don't... Oh! You know why? It's because I don't have the right mouse clicked. That's why. There we go.
Okay. So is it half damage?
Yeah.
Okay. And then are you going to try to run?
Yep. I was gonna go the other way.
Okay. they will take their reactions and both try to slice at you.
Mm-hmm.
19
Missed.
and 10.
Missed.
And you can see the edges of their blades is kind of like shimmering with magic as they were trying to.
I repose
you.
the same person I reposed before and roll 1d8 and counterattack as I'm running away. Bam! Running away.
Okay, go ahead and
Great.
take your move.
Let's just do Q because that's so much easier. There we go.
Please move back to the healer. I need you right near.
I can only move farthest back.
Oh, so that's a 10d radius that you have on. So these are actually not big enough. It should be.
Oh, good. Yeah, I really wanted it to cover that
This.
area. Good, good.
If that is what the radius is, then yeah, it should be like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're playing Tetris with these fire tokens.
We freaking are. This is awesome.
We
This
did
is
start the
pretty
fire.
crazy.
Wait, we
Oh.
did.
Yeah.
Okay, what archers do I have left? There's 2 of them over here. They're going to see a spot where there's a single person running across, and 2 archers are going to shoot at you. 18 and 25.
I will. Actually, I can't reaction cast shield. I have to take both of those hits.
And it's... Whoa, what happened?
I missed.
6 plus 8, because they're plus 4 each, so it would be 14.
14, got it.
And then these guys are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're going to kneel down and try to take aim and shoot at Bo. So the first one is a 9 because disadvantage shooting into... They get disadvantage because you're in combat with their friendly, right? Or is that a thing? I might be misremembering.
I feel like that's
Doesn't sound like a thing, but if there's an ally in the way, I mean, you could
That
give them
was
disadvantage.
a thing in older
Yeah.
systems. I don't know if it's a thing in 5th edition.
Okay,
It's in Pathfinder and 3.5.
Okay. Alright, well,
Yeah.
9 and 10, both arrows go wide. They're being too careful. That's the archer's go. That puts it to Thorvin.
Sullivan needs to mop up some orc on the dance floor here. It's like, oh Daisy, got so many suitors lining up. Alright, top one gets... No, top one can't. The first one I can hit on the top gets a Daisy. Does that hit?
14 does not hit, no.
I will use my inspiration, or one of my inspirations on that. Alright, so it looks like I missed that one. And then the very bottom one will also get a Daisy.
A 23 will hit.
And then flurry of blows, I will try to kick the other one in his weak spot, and the one in the middle in his weak spot.
Okay.
I think I missed.
13 misses.
And when I missed that, he would take his fist and try to slam him in the head. His other one. Ooh,
Ooh,
that one will hit.
that one will.
So very bottom one gets a Daisy. That's an attack. Now I need to hit this for damage. Okay.
Is it 9 plus 8?
Yeah, 9 regular damage plus 2 for raging, and then 8 psychic damage as a fight with someone he loved screaming in his head is psychic damage from someone in his life.
Ear-piercing screams of his last girlfriend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ear-piercing screams of the fight with his last girlfriend, or
So, no, he doesn't hear screams.
Or something, or
It's more like, you forgot to put your clothes away again!
yeah,
And then, and,
nagging or scream or something. 8 psychic damage, and then 9 regular damage.
so he staggers and almost breaks formation as he almost tries to wave someone away off to the side, but there's no one there. But he is still up. He was looking pretty injured.
And then the one in the middle gets... That's critical, so...
So all dice would be maxed. So is it 2d6?
It's 1d6 plus 7, because it's enraging.
Okay, so what are the dice that you would roll for the attack?
1d6 plus 5 for the punch, but then enraging is plus 7.
Okay, so that would be 6 plus 5, so 11 damage.
11 damage as he gets clobbed in the head with uppercut.
I totally thought your weak spot was a different spot.
No, he went for the weak spot and he missed on that.
Oh,
So
okay.
when he missed on the weak spot and the guy...
Yeah, he lowers his shield down low, and then you take him in the face.
And then the fist connects with his head as he goes to defend his weak spot.
Okay, excellent. Their turn. They're going to exercise some battle tactics and shift formation, and gain advantage
Okay.
as they kind of spin around, all surrounding you. And they will make all of their
I
attacks.
really hope one of them misses. I really hope I can do
So that is a 16 on the first attack,
that hits.
20 on the second attack, 25 on third attack,
Hits.
and 23. Wow, these guys are rolling really high.
Really hoping they would miss and I get to use my monk ability that I get to use. But oh well.
48 plus 16, so that is 38 points halved
8.
to 19 halved.
Another thing I've yet to use, Tipsy Sway. If they miss me, I can redirect the attack to another adjacent enemy.
Yeah. So these soldiers, like I said, they're really well trained orc warriors. The ones that are in the flames are going to try to run out. These ones don't try to retreat back. Actually, they do not want to be in the flames. They're just going to kind of stay put. And these guys are going to go back and run up. Bo.
Can I get a fire token?
Okay, here you go.
Fireball on this guy in front of me, right there.
Cool. So I'm just gonna place it here for now because, well, okay, I'll just be honest, it's going right here.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
That's
Do you have
how it's
sculpt
happened.
spell?
You're so
I
polite.
can't use it on myself, but
Oh,
I'm
okay.
placing it, far enough away that I don't hit me. 'Cause I would assume as a wizard I know the range of my own spells when I'm in close proximity. But after hearing him insult Zelana like that in Orcish, I respond back in Orcish. And I respond... I had to write this down so I could remember it all. I respond in Orcish as I'm, very... If anyone was paying attention, you'd probably see, anger and fury on Bo's face as he silently, takes off his glasses and puts them in a little pocket. And he... Oh yeah, he opens up his arcane grimoire, gets the spell ready, and responds with, "You have made a very poor choice. You have insulted a fellow like-minded wielder of the arcane arts. You are a disgrace to the orc name. I am half the orc you are, and yet here I stand, bringing more honor and respect and proudly saying, I am an orc," as I cast a 4th level fireball.
That's fantastic. I'm going to assume that you're going to do more than 6 points of damage to him, so how would you like to kill him?
I simply say that, and as he's burning away, I just give him the coldest dead stare as he's screaming and burning. And then once he withers away, I kind of look around for a second, all frazzled. I put my glasses back on. I just say, "My apologies. I may have gotten carried away a little bit there."
Just a little bit.
And I take like 3 steps back from the smoldering corpse.
Yeah. As the spell wears off, he like shrivels down in size until he just is a husk of a normal-sized orc.
Melted
And that
eyeballs and all.
will be my turn. Worth the 4th level spell slot.
Okay. Excellent. So, let's see who else is left. I think, yeah, the last of the berserkers are, at this point, just kind of like moving away. This, now facing Zelana and having reloaded, is going to shoot at Zelana.
I feel like it
It's
would have
an
taken them
8.
longer to fix a ballista. Just saying, but
8 misses.
Noted, but disregarded. And the 8 misses. The spellcasters, how many do I have left? He is going to start running away.
Oh, he is.
He
What?
is
He doesn't
also
want
gonna
to be
start
part of the
running away.
nuke party?
Yeah.
Ain't no party like a nuke party.
Zelana.
I did my part.
Do I see this guy running?
If it's behind the wall, you won't see him, no.
Dang it. I will shout to Bo, because he has the best AoE. He has the bestest AoEs like I do. And I will shout to him, "No survivors, we need to leave a mark." And then I will point my wand up here. And I need a fire token too, please.
Yes, let's
there you
burn this map to the ground!
Oh, poor guy. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, no more of that. I'm done with the ballista up in the corner. Fail.
Eventually, I want to get on the wall and just pour like lamp oil on there to make it go bigger, but that's what I don't know if it's necessary.
I really don't think it's necessary. Like, even my little one is, like, little.
Yeah, the entire wall in that section's now billowing black smoke. Whatever materials they can't keep up on the walls, like for torches and stuff, that's ignited too, and just like, it's burning.
I'm just casually walking this way. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay, Miles.
Miles, goes up to, Thorvin and says, "How's the party?" And, swings at this top guy there.
Okay.
And, Shams. What in the world? Yeah, we're going with a battle axe. Two-handed at this point. Yeah.
Hey, that just hits. He like turns trying to lift his shield, but the axe just hammers down over it.
It rolled in my, I rolled
D&D
damage
Beyond?
in here, and it rolled the D10 plus 5, and it rolled a 9 plus 14, sorry, plus 5, which is 14.
Okay, for the next attack, if you can roll with the, where it has like the X marker.
I don't know why it did that. I think
you clicked the, either the damage or the name of the weapon, but on the left it should have a little marker for which will do everything in one attack.
Oh, the thing is, sometimes it's a one-hand or two-hand, depending on what I roll with, so I rolled with the two-handed.
Okay, but you said it was 14 damage for this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can send you a picture if you like.
No, it's fine. But there should be a button on there to do everything in one, and D&D Beyond will list it as both. If you go to
Oh, yeah. I see.
Okay.
I think. Maybe.
you should be able to do a second attack. Does it work?
Well, let's. There we go.
Yes. And
Ha.
then and that's one-handed because you're carrying a shield for 9.
You're right. It would be one-handed. So that 14 I rolled with the wrong damage. Hold on. Let me redo that. Meh. Sorry. But yeah, that would be. Sorry. I was thinking I was two-handed. I have a shield. You're right. I'm sorry. Battle axe.
Okay.
There we. Was that? That was the first damage. So the first damage would have been 9. The second damage would be 9.
Okay. Chop down. He's going to have to turn to face you soon.
And since I hit him, I can also sweeping attack, which means I get to do 5d8 to a party member that is within reach with my sweeping attack.
Okay.
Let me roll just a d8. Sweeping attack, which within 5 feet. They're within 5 feet of each other, right?
Yes.
In the lower corner. Okay, yeah.
So the guy on the bottom you're hitting with 4 damage?
Yeah, the number I roll on my superiority die.
Okay, so yeah, he takes it kind of as you bust into this party.
I still have my action surge though.
You want to take it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Do. Battle axe, attack.
That misses.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
That hits.
Jesus, that it.
Is it the bottom or the top?
I want to kill the one on the top.
Okay, so he takes the hit, but he is still up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Can I only use a superiority dice once per turn?
No.
Let's
You
just
use one per.
sweeping attack the other guy again. He
But-
just is in my way. I just bump him once, and then I hit the guy again, and I bump. I'm just going wide. It's a miracle I'm not hitting Thorvin.
Well, he's short.
You're fine.
And he's,
Short people don't get hit.
and he's also drunk.
He's
second-
also intoxicated. It's fine.
Second attack.
Oh, I get a second attack. Let's do
Alright,
this
yeah.
again.
Action Surge gives you an attack action, which you can use for all your
You're
attacks.
right.
Ooh, and that hits. Top guy?
Yeah, I just want to kill him. He's a pain.
He's not dead.
He's really not dead.
He's almost dead, but he's not
Oh,
dead.
Becca, I'm sorry. You're trying so hard.
I really am. I hit him like 4 times.
Yeah, he staggers back. He had taken no damage up to this point, and you dealt 37 points to him this turn. And he's now facing you, holding his shield weakly.
I love how my first legit attack is the same as Bo's original fireball. Just saying. And I'm only going on one guy. He got a group of them.
Alrighty. I think that is your turn, unless you have a bonus action.
No, that was my turn.
Okay.
Bonus action. Yeah, no. I think Zalana's gonna heal me.
I
probably should drink a healing.
Bo,
Drink a potion.
go ahead and
Can I
bonus
actually
action to
bonus
use for
action drink
yourself.
a potion? Yeah.
That's a lot to fit in 6 seconds, but that rules as
Yeah.
my written works. Bo, defend yourself. 20 and 7.
Okay, let me roll my mirror image.
And
last
then also
one.
roll perception.
I need an 11 or higher. It hits me.
Okay. That is a d6 plus 4. 8 as one of these arrows hit you, and then roll perception. And I'm going to
Sure.
say at disadvantage because it's so far away with a bunch of bombs going off.
Perception.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of bombs going off.
Yeah. You hear Fortunate Son in the background. Thorvin.
Thorvin is gonna say, well, they're being what you would call a suicidal dwarf bomber.
You just get spin in a circle.
No, he's saying that to Miles in Dwarvish.
Okay.
Sorry,
And,
what'd you say?
They're being what you would call closed. They're being what you all call a suicidal dwarf bomber. He said that in Dwarvish, and I have to reopen the joke page later. It's actually closed.
There's some
and
pretty
then-
good ones in there.
This one looks confused for a second.
He speaks Dwarvish?
Apparently. But he's also about to die, so he doesn't bother talking back.
Well, he looks confused, so he's gonna get a daily.
Okay.
He's gonna go from confused to dizzy.
So he's gonna get a daisy.
Oh, that just misses.
Okay.
It hits his. He whiffs his shield and blocks it.
And then I guess the other daisy will go against this one over here that got a slight slash from.
Their armor and shield combination is too difficult to penetrate, even with Miles coming in. He deflects it.
Okay. Now for my bonus action this round, then I am actually going to take a dodge action. So we're using one point to take the dodge action, and anytime I take the dodge action, I get to spend healing die. So, like taking a short rest, I'm going to spend one of my barbarian healing die and heal 10 hit points.
Nice.
And that should be disadvantaged to hit me as well from the dodge action.
Sorry, the girls came in, so I was trying to fix that. Okay, so noted. So they are like going to have a harder time hitting you. And it is their turn next, it looks like.
Toughness. Anytime you take the dodge action, you can spend hit dice to heal.
Excellent. Is that just him taking a sip of his ale?
Probably.
1,000,000%. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's absolutely what he's doing as he's fighting. It's literally just. I feel like he has a beer hat.
Okay.
The ones you get at like baseball games.
Yes.
Exactly.
Maybe I need to attach like a beer hat, beer things to the underside of the sock hat.
Okay, the two on Thorvin, one's an 18, one's a 10, because they're not exercising their flanking.
Okay, so the 10, it would be a miss, and so an 18 and a 10, and a 9.
So there's only two attacks on you, and they're getting the disadvantage because they're not using their flanking ability.
The 18 and the 10 and the 19, so two of them will hit.
So the only two attacks on you is the bottom two, or the left and the bottom. So the one on the left rolls an 18, and then the one on the bottom rolls a 10. So it's probably one hit.
Will hit, but the 10, let me read this again since it's the first time I haven't using it 60 spray.
And for Miles, two attacks on you. Ooh,
Sorry, I'm with the kids. Is anything over a 24?
23 and 26.
Okay, then one
26 is a crit.
Ooh, that's painful.
Okay, when a creature misses you with an attack, you can spend 1 point and redirect your attack cause the creature within 5 feet of you. So this guy up here was pretty weak, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to redirect that attack that missed me into this guy.
It would be the bottom one, because so the left guy rolled the 18 and hit you. The bottom guy rolled the 10.
We'll redirect.
How much
It
damage?
doesn't say it has to be adjacent to him.
I'm going to overrule and say it has to be
Okay,
feasible for the weapon.
So we will move the hit.
You know what? I will un-overrule that because he's attacking you. I'll say that if you want to like move out of your space and have the weapon extend past, like you, I will allow that actually if you want.
Okay. So I want to have the attack that missed hit him.
Okay.
And
So you like
then I would take half damage from the attack that hit me.
okay. So the half damage would be. Hold on, let me go back. So the damage on you, I hadn't rolled yet. Then did I?
I don't think so.
Oh no, I did. You rolled a 5, so half of that would be 2 already, and then you're passing that to him.
No, that's the one that hit me. So, but then
So the one that missed, you're causing.
Is going into him.
So that just automatically rolls a damage die from his attack.
Mhm.
Okay, that. So for a second, Thorvin, you get in really close to that other guy, and he loses his balance, thrusts, and kills this top guy. Shish kebabs him.
I love getting to use some of these monk abilities I haven't had a chance to use yet.
Then as you get nixed, you kind of like shove him back and like stagger back into your spot. Miles?
Dead because I'm drunk.
Yes.
The guy on the lower takes another chop at you, and this is the guy I believe who had critted you in the beginning. No, I think that was the top guy that just got skewered. Actually, no. I don't remember anymore. I think the bottom guy.
It was the guy on the bottom or the guy over here. One of them.
Yeah, this guy has taken a bunch of damage from you, so I think it was the guy on the bottom. So this guy crits you though. He does 13 points of damage, and then we're still on all their turn.
I already took that damage off.
Okay, good.
Okay. So now I'm at 9, which is still reasonable.
5, 6.
I'm like the first level wizard at this point.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he will dash up to here and reach into formation. These guys are going to follow their orders and start retreating. Bo.
Yes.
Your turn.
Yes. Let's see here. You know, as they begin approaching me, I'm going to kind of swivel around a little bit, and I'm going to send 1 magic missile at this guy and 2 at this guy. So, 1 magic missile, this first magic missile is at him, down at the bottom, right here. And then 2 magic missiles at the guy at the top. 1, 2.
Yeah, so they take the damage. Like little burns and needles on their skin.
And that, I'll move like right here, and that'll be my turn as I pivot around.
Okay. Zalana.
Alrighty, Zalana's now just kind of playing a game of fuck that bridge, and I need another fireball, thankfully.
Okay, here we go. Did it work? Did it work twice? No. Okay, you're good.
Perfect. Yeah, we're gonna play fuck that bridge. Boop.
That's a fun sounding game.
It's a great game. It's my favorite. This bridge, this section is gonna receive a level 4. Fail. A lot of 1s.
They're incinerated.
Since I logically cannot see behind the wall, we're just gonna eliminate the wall. That's all.
Excelente.
And then she's just gonna look over at Miles and kind of shout, "You gonna be okay if I go down a little further?"
We'll see.
Okay. And then I will start walking my happy little self down the path. So, 5, not the path, but if we're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Hello, Bo. Solana just gives like a little casual wave as she blows on the end of the wand.
Alright, Mr. Miles.
Miles is gonna bonus action take another healing potion. Should I use a greater healing potion? Probably. Because yeah, that 9 is not really good.
Here, I got you, Becca.
Oh, thank you. One of those. But actually roll it.
Yep, just click the pink.
Oh!
Perfect.
Ha!
There you go.
That's a nice
That's
roll.
a
I like that
that's
roll.
almost max. That's beautiful.
19 plus 9 is 28. I has 28 health now. And now I'm going to smash him with my great axe. Sorry, battle axe. Battle axe, smash. Battle axe, smash again!
So
13 damage.
24 hits for 13 on the bottom.
Yeah.
He recoils from it, staggering back. His
Ooh.
armor's battered up, but he's
If he
he's still
staggers
alive.
back, can I move into his space?
It would be more it's more flavorful, so that can happen. But everyone's still in
Ha.
the same spot. Okay, fine. You can have like a quarter token.
Yeah!
Okay. Yeah. That's your attack actions. Anything else?
No, I already used my bonus action. Wait, do I get... No, yeah.
I guess it
Do
would
I
be move, but
Do I
yeah,
have additional
you're
actions?
you already action surged. That's right. Okay.
Do I get 2... Nope, just 1 action.
What class are you?
I'm a fighter.
You get
What
2
level are you?
attacks.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Yeah, at level 5 you get 2 attacks for 1 action.
Yeah, but one
But
missed.
that was 1 action.
Yeah, she rolled twice, but one missed, and then she
Yeah.
already
Oh,
used her
yeah.
action surge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thorvin.
Alright, they're no longer flanking so much. Let's try the one over here, gets a daisy. It's going to miss, I think. The one on the bottom gets a daisy. Also gonna miss. And let's do an unarmed strike against the one on the bottom and the one next to Miles. The one on the bottom gets 22 into his
He's so much better with his punches.
So the one at the bottom gets a punch into the arm, and then the one next to Miles gets glancing blow to his weak spot. Post the
You know, I feel like the reason your punches are so good is because it's a straight punch to their weak spot.
so 9 damage to the one down here.
Ooh, 9, not 7. How do you kill him?
He slams his shield hard with a punch and just kind of the shield bangs into his head and he falls over, and then he turns to this one over here and tries kicking him in his weak spot.
Okay, roll your damage.
13 damage to hit this one in his weak spot.
So he's already being shoved backwards by Miles, who's on the attack, chopping left, right, center, and then Thorvin, you sneak in and just punch, and his nuts crumple, and he dies. There's only one of them left.
Wow.
That would be bonus action and action. I'm not really planning on moving.
Okay. This guy is going to shout in Orcish. He's going to disengage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Attack of opportunity.
He disengaged.
Oh, disengage.
Let the unsentinel.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And
They just call a shield wall.
then they will all begin to strike at Miles, except the top guy.
Hey, you just moved me.
Yeah, you're getting to be in a space though.
I saw that. I was wanting to stand next to Thorvin. Thank you very much.
You can on your turn. Both misses on you as you deflect them easily, but that's their go. And then I do have 2 more that are down here. They are going to hustle. Hold on. They can move 30 feet, so moving 60 feet would bring them right up to you. That seems like really far for 60 feet. Okay. Bo.
Yeah, well, I feel like you already know what I'm gonna ask for.
Oh, are you literally really gonna just fireball them?
Yeah.
Well, I'm like preemptively asking for it because I have a solid 2 targets right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna fireball the 2 in front of me.
I don't know. You put it wherever you want.
Yeah, you know, right here's fun. Let's play Tetris.
Ooh,
Alright, well, one saves. The other one takes 21.
And the other takes just the 10. So they are wreathed in flames. They're trying to use their shields to keep their heads safe, but they're both taking damage. And the entire ground is now burned, charred grasses and ferns. Anything else?
Actually, yeah. Because I kind of have a safety net, sort of. I will take a few steps back as they get closer after I blow them up.
Okay. Alright. Next up will be Zilana.
So Zilana looks surprised to see Bo drop a fireball right in front of him, and her head kind of cocks to one side, looking over at him like, okay, that's interesting. And then she's going to stick out her wand, and I need one of those, my good sir, because I'm on a warpath against this bridge. Thank you. Yeah, right there. That's perfect.
Are you
Kaboom.
shooting it on top of the bridge or underneath the bridge?
On top of the bridge. I want it to collapse, catch fire, and just melt.
Okay.
Yeah. Melty melt.
Yeah, he dies anyways, as the bridge falls on him.
Sweet.
Actually, yeah, no, you would have done 19 points instead of 20 to him for half damage. But then the bridge falls on him for 16, so he still dies. Yes, the whole thing is now, the wall as far as you can see is, everything is smoldering and on fire.
Awesome.
How many more fireballs you got? Because I am unfortunately out.
I have 2 left that I can do at level 5.
I'm actually really curious. I know this is pretty much a win, but the rest of the phalanx up here, which these are actually pretty tough guys for you, because they've got such high armor. It's still on over here. So Miles, what would you like to do?
Smash in the face.
Top left, or top center or bottom?
Let's go with center. Face smash. Face
Hit.
smash.
Miss.
I do it 2 times. And hit them once.
Okay.
that all I can do?
Unless you want to move or bonus action.
I'm trying to think of. I don't know if I really have any other.
Well.
Oh no, I'm good. No, I can't.
You want to summon your small dwarf and have Thorvin go next?
I thought my shield was like an elbow shield or like an arm shield that literally like attaches to my arm.
I mean, it might, but it still requires your arm for that.
Yeah.
So unless you're changing it out for like a homebrew buckler that does less armor.
Wait a second. Did I use my action search?
Mm-hmm.
But I have a second wind.
If that's a bonus action, you can do that.
Oh, I could have used that instead of second wind. Once per short rest, you can use bonus action to regain 1d10 plus 7. 17.
Thorvin, you're up.
Man.
Oh, Thorvin is going to literally jump basically straight up in the air and then straight down.
You may have flanking.
So,
Obi-Wan over Darth Maul. Yeah, looks around. Huh?
He like uses my shield to jump over them.
when you got a massive strength and a ring of jumping, and then the guy in front is going to get 2 daisies. In the middle there. And I don't think that's going to hit.
You need an 18. So.
I think I want to use that second inspiration and do another daisy attack. There we go.
There we go.
Yep, that hits.
So 10 regular damage and 7 psychic damage as
So 10 and 7?
someone
17.
nagging or yelling in his head from someone in his life.
Yeah, he's pretty bad after that. Like, he's like now trying to like look left, right, and trying to break formation to get you away from being behind him.
And then flurry of blows, one unarmed attack against either side of it. The bottom, that will miss, and the top will also miss.
Okay. All right, their turn. They are going to.
They're facing me.
Yeah. He's going to step over. So Thorvin, you can take an attack of opportunity if you want.
Ha ha ha! Smash. Face. Smash.
Oh, hit the wrong button. Posted. Daisy didn't say you could go anywhere.
Oh, that's a hit. So is that
15.
13 plus 2 psychic damage. He doesn't get much psychic damage.
so 15? That's a lot. That's significant. This guy is going to step up, and this guy is going to step over. Miles, you would get an attack.
Yes.
Okay. That killed him. Dang. Okay.
Bye bye. Say bye, Daisy. Bye, Daisy.
Seeing as how he's fallen now at this point, he's like, focus on the human! And they will step over. And they're gonna try to kill you.
Good luck with that. Miss.
Okay, that's their turn. Down there, Bo. Actually, before they would get to go first. Whoops. Put that on the map. Actually, no, they're gonna stick together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, they can get to you. Defend yourself. 8 and 7, they both miss.
Both miss.
One of them is like too busy trying to pat out the flames on his arms. Then it is Bo's turn.
All right. I'm going to look at this one directly in front of me, and I am going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip.
Okay. This is an intelligence, so that's flat roll. He passes.
Well, that's unfortunate. So he takes half damage.
Okay, so that's 3. Yeah, so he staggers, but he's still like trying to like put out the fire on his arm. He finally succeeds and kind of looks at you and says in Orcish, "You're going to pay for that, runt."
I wish I had another fireball. You know what? I'm not backing down to these guys. I'm staying here. That's my turn.
Okay, Zelana would be next.
So Zelana's kind of looking back and forth. She was heading this way, but then somebody decided to show up, and she turns on her heel, points her wand directly in this area, and says, "Don't you fucking touch my friend, and I need another fireball, please."
Fireball!
Fireball! Kablooey. No. Kablooey. Because I think I can hit both of them without hitting Bo. Yeah, just like that.
Okay. And do you have Sculpt spell anyways, or is that
I
a
do
different class?
not. It is a different class.
Yeah, that's
Either
Different
way,
college. Yeah.
Either way, they're fine. Fail. Full damage on both.
34. That's a bad roll
Uh,
for a 5th level spell.
34 is enough to burn both of them to death. They are vaporized, actually. 65 out of 40, 47 out of 40. He's a scar, charred, dead body, but the other guy's disintegrated.
As she lowers her wand, she makes eye contact with Bo and just gives him like a little like head bow before she turns and starts 5. Whoop, apparently taking this with her. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And she's heading this way.
Okay. Miles.
Bump, bump. Oh wow, that first one was really bad.
Okay. The
But
19
I think
will
that
hit
second one hits them, and I'm going for
left or right.
the guy on this end because I figure Thorvin's gonna come in on
Okay.
this end. I'm probably not paying too much attention to Zelana, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, yep. He's still up. He takes the blade.
So much obliteration. I'm not sure what to do for bonus action. Oh, I used that.
Then it's
Uh,
Thorvin.
Yeah, Thorvin.
So it takes 5 feet of movement to move up over there. And Thorfinn will just get 2 daisies in on him.
Hit and
Yes!
ooh.
Murder!
So roll the first damage and then we'll do the crit.
So 9. Oh, the minimum damage of 9 and 3 psychic.
Okay, so that's 12 damage for the first attack, and so go ahead and do the crit.
That's, maybe I shouldn't have done that one. Because that's adding stuff in.
So is it a D6 and a D8 basically?
Yeah, it's a D6 and D6 regular damage or magic damage because it's a plus something weapon, and then
Okay.
the D8 is the psychic damage.
Okay, and then what's the roll that you... Was it a roll of a 5 and an 8?
Yeah, 5 and an 8 for the damage.
Okay, so 18 plus 14 plus
Raging.
5 plus 8. That will kill him in one single... Well, 2 hits because of the first one. But yeah, you to decimate him.
I don't think that guy's gonna have much of a chance left, so I'm going to... Oh, I forgot. I can move faster because I have my speed because I'm a monk. I've been only using 30 feet of movement.
Is that because is it already included because your dwarf movement is 20 plus 10?
Well, it's plus 15, but minus 5 for the dwarf, so it's actually at 40.
Oh, okay.
35 movement. So he was going to move over to the edge of the wall. For the end of his turn.
The last guy's turn. Oh, what's he gonna do?
Have him run away so I can take an attack of opportunity.
No, don't have him run away. Zalana wants to kill him.
Well,
He's going to look.
Either way, he's gonna die. I mean,
Yeah. He's gonna look from Zalana approaching to Miles, and he's gonna stick on Miles because you've killed so many of his comrades. And he's gonna say something in Orcish, and before he attacks you, he lifts his sword and shield up to his chest, saluting you almost, it looks like, with his blade. And then he's going to attack you. For a 21.
pretty sure that misses.
Yeah. That's all he's going to do. That's all he can do. So, Bo.
Yes, I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's very unfortunate. Seeing the vengeance that Zalana has, I will just, I'll just begin kind of like dusting myself off from all the ash and soot, and I'll just, do the dodge action, hold my turn. I wish I was in range because I was going to cast Hold Person for you, but I'm not in range.
Dang it.
Well, it's Zalana's turn.
Yes, so Zalana walks up to this orc and staring him dead in the face, she reaches out and grabs him by his throat and says, when you're in hell and Warlord Zeroff arrives, tell him Zalana said hi. And I will cast Inflict Wounds at 5th level. And if it does not kill him, I will be using luck to reroll it.
Can I,
For a total
instead of wasting the luck, can I offer my inspiration to you? Can we do that?
I will allow it, yes.
A 20 to hit for 55 necrotic damage.
Okay. And does he get a saving throw, or is that just damage?
It is an attack roll. That is straight damage.
Okay, he is a touch spell, so as you grab him, I presume by like almost the neck or the shoulder.
Oh, his throat. I'm going straight to his throat. My nails are digging into his throat as I cast this.
He's taller than you, but as you grab him, he begins to shrivel and shrink into himself, and he drops down to his knees, and you're now look down into his eyes, and they just kind of like, he blinks at you as they become lifeless. Those last moments, he just, like, his mouth barely moves, but it's not something you would understand, unfortunately, but he then turns to his dead husk. And as you release him, he just drops down to the ground.
Well, I believe there's a whole encampment behind this wall.
Yeah, we are out of initiative.
I think it's going to take a day anyways before the war party arrives.
Try jumping over. How tall is the wall?
With your jump, you can arrive on it. It's like 15 to 20 feet tall. That's mostly just barbed, spiked wood.
I can't jump straight over it. I'd have to jump up to the wall and jump down, but we'll go boing and then.
Yeah, well,
over there.
the rest of the the people have retreated beyond.
No, there's
this
still
map.
one guy down there.
It's
Yeah, I'm
supposed to
pretty
have
sure
ran.
he was meant to be deleted.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I tried to police it, but he gone. Bye bye.
Oh.
But yeah, everybody who was around has fled deeper into the jungle. Based off of the description provided by the Crow familiar and through Zelana, you would know that the jungle extends maybe another 10 to 30 minutes of depending on how quickly you're walking, and then it turns into this embankment of just hewn land, everything scarred and foraged and cut down, and everything turns into like this muddy wasteland, and then a war camp with all the tents beyond it. But it's a little bit of ways.
He'll yell off in the jungle, and next time I'll use tequila! Before jumping back.
You hear Miles say, "We want to keep our clothes on!"
We can't all be taking psychic damage.
Yeah, please stop.
Now that's what I call a party.
Indeed. I was a little disappointed, though, to not see you laughing as we were charging. Do you get it? Do you get it?
I need to reopen this.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's one of the jokes. I have to reopen the link. I think, well,
Yeah, everything around you is smoking embers. There's
but that's what the trousers are for.
it's starting to rain ash down from all the burning material, and the wood itself is burning pretty clean, but all the jungle ferns and leaves are causing ash and smoke to billow into the air.
You want to have marshmallows?
We may have just advanced global warming, you guys.
Fine.
Global warming-
Fires are natural. Not these fires, but fires are natural.
Not these fires.
Yeah, I think we're melting the ice caps.
That's funny.
Don't worry.
I am really happy, even though it only happened once. I've been happy at least I got to use deflect missiles and tipsy sway. I've had those abilities for a long time and have not got to use them.
In the
Nice.
aftermath, what would you all like to do?
I assume we go back.
Let's go back to the temple. Let's report what happened. Since that priestess seems to be the only one that's there, maybe she can either set up some form of defense, or she can leave. Losing the temple is not as important as losing one's life. However,
He said there was other people there, just he was in charge.
okay.
Yeah, there are. They're not like warriors, but there's like maybe 30 people in the encampment that they've made around the temple.
I'm just wondering why they made a church of stone in the middle of the forest.
They didn't make it. They are restoring an ancient lost temple that was found and recovered.
Why would people build it?
Which from hundreds of thousands, hundreds of years ago.
These used to be very prosperous lands at one point, according to the history books.
I mean, hey, people make love in the jungle. Who are you gonna judge?
God damn it.
Indoors, dwarfs do it in the dark.
I'll have to add those to my to-do list.
Let us return.
Yes, as you make your way back, the smell of sulfur in the air. You emerge from the jungle to find the temple looks to be closed up, shutters over all of the windows. You see signs of movement on the other side where they've readied some wagons. It looks like the priestess of Soon has actually ordered for everyone to get all the valuables and the artifacts that are on site and pack them away to emergency leave. And she emerges, as you all emerge from the forest, she breathes a sigh of relief and points up at the stream of 7 or 8 huge columns of smoke in the distance, and
he's singing some kind of dwarvish song of victory or drinking as he's approaching.
Fires, are the orcs coming?
Delana looks over her shoulder and looks back and says, "Oh no, that was us."
Oh, yes, we have dealt with their forward defenses.
That was you. What was the cause? Was this more of those orcs?
Quite a bit. They do have quite a military setup there. We do think that your packing and leaving is the best choice. However, please note that we have sent word to the Dungeon Delvers Guild, who will also contact the army and send troops here, along with your council has been informed of what we have found, so hopefully they can send their clerics and their paladins to assist as well. We have made a breach within their confines and made it well known that their presence is not welcome here, though they have amassed quite a sizable army. The history does favor us that they will not attack until the warlord gives his signal, which means communicating back to him, as I'm fairly certain that he is still residing in his home, as not enough land has been taken to warrant his presence. It will be at least a few days' journey before he receives the news of the attack done on his people, which means, theoretically, by the time he gets the news, we should already have troops here.
Well, this is both terrible and good news, it seems. We've packed most of all of the relics and valuables from the temple. I figured if the war is that close, if they've got more forces coming, we must flee. The last time the orc warband came, they almost sacked the temple and they killed all the priestesses and priests, myself included. I was only through the bravery of the Dungeon Delvers Guild that I survived, or was brought back. But for your efforts today, I shall reward you each. And she begins to move forwards, and her silken cloak drops to the ground, and she's starting to move forwards, all sultry
No,
everybody else in the
I'm
background.
taken.
I'm very concerned. Yeah.
Miles and I just kind of look at each other. We're like, no, we're both spoken for. Sorry.
I hold a hand up, but I'm good. I'm good. A reward does not warrant death.
Very, very well.
I think I might rather face that whole orc army than his old lady.
Give him my reward.
Bo can have mine.
Well,
You can third that reward for Thorvin as well.
certainly. She looks almost disappointed and looks at Thorvin, but very well, my hero. But unless I've already packed all the golds and jewels into the carts, you escort us back to the wharf, and we'll make our way back to Hollen's Rest, and I will at least reward you with gold.
Will you please also put on clothes for the travel? And Zelana just kind of gestures down at the robe that has fallen.
She picks it back up and redons it.
Miles is very pointedly not looking at her for that whole section of it, by the way.
100%.
So she re-robes, and the carts and carriages are beginning to roll down, and there's a bunch of other acolytes and stuff, so they're all packed in, multiple people per cart, and you can see that there's paintings and chests, which you presume are full of gold jewels. They've removed one of the windows, and it's carefully wrapped in balancing on top of one of the buggies. And in the fourth carriage, there's this enormous, larger than a king-sized 4-poster bed that they're bringing. And they're like, whatever her relics are, they're all very
Wait a second.
strange.
They have a new bed?
Yes.
Oh man. And here I was gonna start to get onto Mackenzie about, you destroyed like an ancient relic.
Well, it's still technically destroyed and still an ancient relic, but I don't want to talk about it.
So, yeah, I'm sure this isn't the same one. They've like
No.
moved people back out here to rebuild it. So, anyways, she ensures that you are all paid, and each of you get a small coin purse, which is fairly weighty, containing 100 platinum pieces. Which I think should be 1,000 gold. It's 1,000 gold, but in platinum. And then on top of that, she does offer once again to accompany you in one of the evenings following. And if you decline, that's fine. If you accept, that's fine. But I'm not going to roleplay that.
I give it to Thorvin.
Yeah, I give mine to Thorvin.
Same.
It's not worth my own
Thorvin
death.
is no longer in a relationship since Carlotta left. At least this Thorvin isn't. And so he gladly accepts.
So you have a long week ahead of you, or maybe she has a long week ahead of her. But you do return from the jungle.
She has a short week ahead of her.
Get out of chat. I ain't dealing with your shit today.
So, yes, you cross back over to Hollen's Rest, and from there you can kind of wait until forces arrive if you wish to try to go back over. Or if you wish to proceed as you will. You've received compensation for this portion of the job. More remains as the threat lingers on the other side of the river. But that will conclude the one shot for today of the Red Banner.
I was really glad that I earned more in platinum than I spent in healing potions, because my wife would have killed me.
True.
I think as a final parting note, Bo would invite Zelana to join him on his trip back to Viren City, but would also understand if she wanted to stay in Holland's Rest for the defense and everything. But Bo, as much as he'd love to learn spells and trade spells, he has a pet cat waiting for him back at the guild hall that he needs to take care of.
Lana would travel with you, explaining that her girlfriend is at the guild hall and that she would need to meet up with her, but also in exchange of spells, she would explain her upcoming idea of storming the island and basically give you, essentially sitting somebody down and giving somebody her entire backstory, which we can discuss later, but basically giving her entire backstory of her, or the reason why she knows this warlord, how much it has personally affected her outside of just her race, and why she is absolutely 100% determined to kill him.
As a side note, Miles is going to wish Thorvin a happy week, and while he gets back home, Thorvin is going to probably be left behind for his reward. And I would actually join Boo.
Yo.
Like a bow shot.
Bo.
Mm-hmm.
I would join Bo and Zelana along the way with their conversation. With the greatest respect for them and all of their firepower, of course.
Literal firepower.
Yeah, do
No,
not
seriously.
cross us.
No, do not make little one and green one angry.
Do not make purple and green mad.
Not make
No
anyone
red.
angry.
It's weird.
As much as I can take a hit, I'm not very good with those.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry.
Alrighty.
Tell the kids Uncle Thorvin will be home soon and he misses them. See you in a few days.
Wishing him the best.
Alright. Well, any final finales or anything else that the party would like to do as you separate into your smaller groups to fulfill your certain activities and head in your directions?
I
Go ahead.
I would like to confirm with the church leaders that they got my message.
They did, and they will inform you that they are preparing with the help of the Church of Timor and any of the other like war-style cleric domain goddesses, deities, whatever. The Church of Nula is putting people in. They're not really asking the Temple of Cthulhu cult to join, but they're getting ready to send an army over, as well as the Lady of Nula has also sent over word to the Dungeon Delvers Guild the request for some of their finest warriors to come out as well, which will be part 2, in which people can bring multiple characters to the battle against the Red Banner.
Oh. Okay.
I think my kind of like finale bit would be while we're on the road, I would help teach Zilana the enemies a bounce spell.
Excellent.
What is it going to be the same level?
No. There will not be a level cap for that game.
Is there a number for multiple?
It depends on how many people want to play or can play to the game whenever I do it. But it will most likely be no more than 3, and I'm assuming multiple people will want to get in on it, which will be for a very slow game, so I'll be very upfront about it. It's going to be a slog type of a game, but people can bring a couple characters if they want.
The church and,
You said no more than 3 people per person?
I mean, it depends on how many people are players are going to play. Like, I don't mind having 20 characters all in the game to go fight this big stuff, because I don't know how this is, I guess, out of character, but like you were talking about that one game where the warlord attacked one of the island castles, and they had a red dragon that was huge. So if Zaraf's dragon is there too, then that's going to be like a big fight.
If I'm able to play, I would think maybe Sajeda and his wife, and then Anna.
Are we still in stream/recording?
We are. So for the sake of streaming, we will discuss this later. Great game, Adrian. That was fantastic. Was a blast playing with all of you again. Becca, great to have you behind a mic. For now, everybody say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Farewell.
Bye, YouTube. Happy dungeon delving, everyone.